All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the AGLA playoffs semifinals. This is the second to last series in the playoffs for this AGLA season. We've got a great series up ahead of us. Like Clockwork, getting challenged here by Spank's life coaches, who had a fantastic series showing a couple days ago, Friday night, 2-0 against Zero Logic, bringing them into the semifinals. I'm Tez, and I'm here with Rebs, former captain of Zero Logic. How you doing tonight, Rebs?
Super good, pretty good. I'm excited to see these matchups tonight because they're
Yeah.
going to be hot.
Same here. Same. I am expecting, if the trash talk is anything to go by, this is going to be a great series.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
yeah, because Lux, Wevin, Viper, Rain. I mean, almost everyone here is talking a little bit of trash. But let's get into it quickly here. Where we're gonna get some stat breakdowns here for both teams, talk about them for a little bit, and then we're gonna hear from a couple of the players on both teams, get a little bit of a pregame presser going here, hear from the players, hear what they think about each other, and then get us onto the court by 8:30 p.m. for that series start. But starting off with Like Clockwork. Now, this team, they haven't played in playoffs yet. This team is coming in fresh onto playoffs. The last series they played was also a 2-0 against Zero Logic at the very end of the regular season, and a controversial forfeit right at the end of the season against the last drop lineup. So they're coming in here with a round score 48 wins to 50 losses, a game score 7 wins to 5 losses, and a series score 5 wins to 2 losses. Notable about this is even without the forfeit, which was a 2-0 forfeit to Like Clockwork, they had a very interesting scoreline where they were 48 wins to 50 losses on round score, and they were near even with their game score, but 4-2 in series score. So they would have these back and forth series, but they would, most of the time when it went 50-50, it would tilt their way. Now, an important thing to keep in mind with this roster is that they kind of have this interesting sibling dynamic where you got the younger brother Wevin coming in here under the tutelage of his older brother Lux, and it's going to be interesting to see if finally that dynamic of, the protege becoming the master and bringing himself to a first championship in the first season he's played. It's gonna be very interesting to see. What players are you most looking at specifically, Rebs, when we're coming into this series?
For this team, it's
Yeah,
going to hinge on the way Solace and Rain play tonight. We know Lux is going to do Lux things. He's going to hold down the center. He's going to be that anchor point for that team. Wevin, we know he's going to run. He's going to play it safe because that's what they've told him. But it's going to come down to how Rain and Solace tank tonight. Fully. If Rain drops negative 30, they're losing. It's gonna happen.
I would expect a near identical outcome to what happened when these two teams faced off in the regular season if we see a similar showing from Rain. And that was, anyone paying attention to the Discord would have seen the little pre-series blurbs that I was putting out about all these teams. This was the big question mark, was Rain. Now, given he himself is a very consistent player, a very successful player with the hammer, very good at being kind of a hype man for the roster and being really good in comms, keeping people in the right places where they need to be, as well as talking enough trash to try and get in the minds of the opponent. But that just did not work against Spank's Life coaches in the regular season. I believe that was a negative 30 series where he just, something was off that day, or Spank's Life coaches found a weakness to exploit. So it's going to be very interesting to see if we're going to see a similar showing from Rain as we saw in the regular season against Spank's Life coaches, or if he's going to level up here. And his overall rating in the AGLA this season was 16th overall, C+ rating. His KD just above 1.0 at a 1.029. A notable stat being he is 10th most in betrayals. That's total betrayals, but he was actually kind of middle of the road in terms of betrayals per kill. So he may be getting a lot of betrayals, but the kills are making up for it. Now, across the board, like I said, his rating is on average a C+, and he really didn't have any standout points. He wasn't the big slayer. He wasn't a big liability. He's kind of just run of the mill in the middle there for the stats for the AGLA. But is there anything kind of qualitatively that you might have identified, Rebs, in your time playing against and seeing him on the court?
He is streaky.
Okay.
There are players who are streaky and they live up to that, and so Rain is either going to be he's going to die, and that's his thing. He's gonna try to make a push, or he's gonna clear the whole court, and then you score easily. My time with Rain, he either plays it slow and holds ground and then he has that sudden burst of a streak, and then like CLockwork scores. Or he plays it slow, and he just dies. He gets pushed, he gets run over, people walk him down. So I would like to see the patient and super streaky heavy, like get the overs, get the kill tax. That's the Rain I want to see tonight. But if he's that passive, gets walked down by Viper, because Viper's going to thrust at you immediately, the moment you slow down, he is going to push you to play him fast. Yeah. So if he doesn't counter that, we're going to see that -30.
Yeah, that. You know what? That does make a lot of sense. I will say from early on when I first joined into the league back last end of last summer, he was a player that I had a real problem playing against because I was more of a passive player. I didn't have that confidence on the court, and he would just run me over. I just did not know what to do with him. But as we've seen, once you start having a lot of these more competent tanking lines as a collection, it starts being very difficult if you're not able to adapt on the court. Now, like you mentioned, there's the other player that you said this team's going to live and die by, and it's not either of the brothers. It's Solace. Now, Solace, I mark him as Mr. Consistent. He is someone that you can just expect a consistent performance out of him. He's not going to be crazy in the stat lines. He's not going to be crazy bottom, crazy top. This is kind of the same thing that we were seeing with Rain, but in a different way, where he is just a little bit leveled up on the average. He's average overall ranking at 11th overall, a B rating. He's 10th in KD ratio, again, just north of 1.0 at 1.045. Notably, while he's not crazy on any one stat, he is top 15 in virtually every kill stat we track, whether that's doubles per minute, triples per minute, kills per death, whatever it is, he's in the top 15. And at the same time, he's fourth fewest in betrayals per kill. So he's getting a lot of kills. He's doing very well for his team, and he is not removing his own team from the map. Now, his goals rating was the only rating that was a D rating, which he's not the ball runner. He doesn't need to get a lot of goals. So that stat basically doesn't matter. Otherwise, he was in the A to C range for 99% of all other stats. And honestly, about half of them were A ratings. So he is just a solid player that you can tend to depend on. What have you been seeing on the court that the stats may not be showing about this player?
100% consistent, as you said. He is that type of person. But against such a heavy tanking line like SLC, he needs to be more than consistent. He needs to be damn near perfect. He's going to have to put way more kills up and be less of a coach to Weven. Because if you've ever listened to their comms on his streams, he is coaching Weven the entire time. He's like, hey, stick to me, do this. He needs to be full focus tonight. He needs to let Weven live, breathe, or die. Let Lux, if Weven needs some coaching, let Lux take it tonight.
Yeah.
If not, we're gonna see Skullin, we're gonna see Spank live and breathe against him, because those two are just absolutely scary right now.
Absolutely, I completely agree. Now we'll do. Basically, we've gone into a couple players here on like CLockwork. Let's spin the gears here, spin it off onto Spank's life coaches, and we'll talk about a couple main members on this roster. Now, given we had a long time talking about this team on Friday, and so, people who've been watching the stream, you're aware of this team. You understand what Spank's life coaches is bringing to the table. One thing that is notable from the Zero Logic series, sorry to bring up a sore subject potentially, Rebs, but one thing that's very, very notable is that Skullin usually had to go plus 40, plus 50, plus 60 as like a heavy successful tank on this roster, and he just did not need to do that against Zero Logic. A complete shift in the way that this team operated, where Spank and Silent Viper were kind of the ones doing most of the killing in terms of kills per death, whereas Skullin was able to kind of play more of a tactician role, it seemed like kind of managing and controlling where his lineup was pressuring, being able to coordinate a push, coordinate pressure, and the golden boy with the ball himself, Grifbeast, just had a fantastic series, apart from one or two very crucial mistakes that cost into a at the plate turnover. But luckily for Spank's life coaches, Sev ended up making a very similar mistake at the plate on the other side, and so they ended up not really having to bite that bullet and didn't end up costing them any games. Who are you looking to in the Spank's life coaches lineup to kind of be the X factors here, the main men?
The X factor is I'm going to pick Spank tonight.
Okay.
Spank needs to keep this fire that he's been breathing for the last couple series. He needs to keep that because he's been playing so well. Like when I first joined, people were like, "The Spank is top tier, top tier, top tier," and it was like in lately, it was like in my back of my head, I was like, "This is what we're considering top tier." But now seeing this Spank, I fully understand the hype.
Yeah. Absolutely. So let's dive in here with Spank. As you were saying, he's kind of going to be the live or die kind of player here for Spank's Life coaches. It's why they have his name in the name. The team has to be able to manage what this player is doing and focus his efforts into the right places. Just to review his stats a little bit, Spank here coming in with an overall rating in the regular season at a B plus, 8th overall. He's 10th in KD spread, 3rd in total kills per minute, and doubles per minute. He is a slayer and he is a streak slayer. He's gonna get when he gets that one kill and he gets rolling, he's like a boulder moving downhill. He is just bowling over members, gets a double, a triple, maybe even the X-term if that lines up tonight. And he's just one of those players that even with a KD ratio of 1.04, when he gets those kills, he's getting a lot of kills, and a lot of times that triple can get them a quick score, get them that quick 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, where they're up ahead of an opposing roster, and they just kind of put that pressure of, a little bit of mental pressure of, hey, are you actually going to be able to stop this player?
Yeah.
Now, go ahead, yeah.
No, I was gonna say Spank. What Spank does well is he plays positioning. Like
Yeah.
he may not be the massive. I'm gonna go plus 60, plus 70. He's going the quiet plus 4s, plus 5, but he's getting the kills when and where they're needed.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Like, you have Skolin going plus 50 in most games, and then you have Spank who's cleaning up everything else.
Absolutely. And on the flip side of that is kind of what I see is kind of the two-pronged approach here by Spank's Life coaches. You've got Spank on one side, and on the other side, you've got the Silent Viper himself. Silent Viper here being that flanking terror that has been terrorizing lineups across the entire league. I mean, this was the first lineup to take a game off of My Chemical A Spence, the undisputed 1 seed, the team that is waiting for whoever wins this series in the finals. And just a reminder with this player, overall rating at 14th overall, B minus was his overall rating, 5th in KD spread, 8th in total kills, 8th in kills per minute, and 5th in kills per life. So a big thing here is that this player, he's getting a lot of kills and he just doesn't die. He's 5th in KD ratio with a 1.198. And the trade-off to that is unlike where we've seen from, say, like Solace, where he gets a ton of kills and is not really getting a lot of betrayals. The flip side here is Viper does actually get quite a few betrayals, and one thing that is notable is whether or not these betrayals come from, oh, we're getting a plate stop, we're getting a stop from a score, or we're securing a kill on the ball carrier or something along those lines, which a lot of players do a lot and would account for a lot of betrayals. Or if it's he's coming in from the flank, he's trying to clear the plate and he ends up killing his own team members on the plate and making that push be hamstrung. What do you expect to see out of Silent Viper on this series?
I expect to see the Viper we know and love. He's going to live on plate, but it's going to depend on who is going to be challenging him if he has a good night living there. If they send rain every time, yeah, we're gonna see a lot of Viper just living there. But I have a feeling they're gonna be sending Lux just to clear him, just to have him out. Because the longer he's there, the higher of the chance that Spank's Life coaches have the scoring. You have to get Viper out, and that has to be the main objective at all times. If Viper's on your plate, he needs to die. Send 1, send 2, send what you got. He needs to not be there.
Absolutely. I completely agree. Now, a notable thing with these two lineups, very rarely do we see two lineups that actually have very similar narratives going for them. Where on one side, like we've mentioned, we've got the prodigal son himself, Wevin. On the other side, we got the golden boy with the ball, Grifbeast. These two guys came out of nowhere as ball carriers. Wevin obviously never had played in AGLA. Grifbeast, his history is back in Halo 3. So it's very interesting to see these two players kind of come out of nowhere. Both rosters picking up what are relative nobodies in the Halo Infinite AGLA league and suddenly turning them into some of the best ball carriers that we've seen this entire season. Grifbeast, top in average lifetime by over 2 seconds, and he just bested second place in Sev, proving that his success is not a fluke. His success seems to be a pattern developing. On the flip side is Wevin, who we've seen everywhere across the board on this player, where because he was new, because he's being basically just coached by, the captain of the roster, his older brother Lux. We've seen the very bottom performances from him at the start, which is why a lot of his stats seem to be kind of on the lower end. But we've seen a very steady improvement from this player, both with the ball in hand and when he's got to pass the ball off to someone else temporarily to tank in a carry where Lux ends up going in with the ball himself to get a score. Which of these two ball carriers do you expect to see more out of, and which do you think that they are kind of going to be one of those secondary factors that really determines the pace of this series?
Oh, the runners tonight are going to be some of the most important aspects that we need to keep track of, because while Grifbeast has just been on a roll running, like it's hard to speak on it because he's just been doing it. Wevin, on the other hand, he's got the coach. He's got his brother, who is honestly, if he wasn't needed as a tank, Lux is probably one of the best ball runners in this league, just on pure intelligence. So having both runners have great coaches. Scullin, also a great coach to a runner. Lux, great coach to the runner. So it's going to hinge on which of these runners makes the most mistakes tonight. Wevin likes to play it safe, while Grifbeast likes to play a little bit more frisky, a little bit more punch heavy.
Yeah, I definitely agree. We've seen kind of Grifbeast play a similar style to what we were seeing out of Gingy on the Junkyard Dogs lineup, where he'll have the ball, but he's going to be up with the line. He's going to be looking for the punch. He's going to be looking for the way to really deliver some heavy pain on one side. He's not going to scare away from the ball too much, but like you said, early on with him playing, that ended up in turnovers and sword kills and that type of thing, whereas now we're starting to see a reduction in those mistakes, and we'll see if he reduces those mistakes enough that Spank's Life coaches can actually take advantage of a much more novice, a much more rookie ball runner like Wevin, and see if they can exploit those mistakes out of Wevin more than like CLockwork can. But finally, let's address the big men on both sides. We've got the two captains. We're gonna start with Lux, as we haven't really talked about this player in playoffs yet because their series is tonight, and then we'll get into Scullin. But Lux here, I've dubbed him the King of Slaying, and he is basically an undisputed top player in this season of AGLA. You can talk about pedigree, you can talk about other people having multiple trophies or being championship caliber, but this player is second to none on all the stats we track. So from a stats perspective, he's top 10 in basically every kill stat, if not first. He's top in KD ratio with a 1.417. He's first in KD spread in the regular season. Scullin, having now played an extra series, is ahead on that, considering they do have an extra playoff game on them. But on top of that, Lux is also top 10 in average life. He's also top 10 in goals, ball punches, and carrier kills. So to your point, that when push comes to shove, he's just another ball runner, and he's going to make it happen. And like you said, his IQ is near second to none, considering one of the main things I was identifying for Spank's Life coaches coming into this series is that if Grifbeast is lazy with throwing that ball away when he's getting cornered, or is lazy with passes, that's going to get intercepted by Lux. It's not going to get intercepted by anyone else. It's going to be intercepted by Lux, and he's going to make those difference-making plays. Did you have anything to add here on Lux? I mean, I feel like everyone in this league knows him.
I mean, Lux is the golden man. Like, he is what he is. He's an unmovable object. He is probably, again, in this current, like, our list of pool of players right now, he is the best, and there is no one above him.
Yeah, absolutely. And on the other side, we've got Scullin, like you said, two fantastic captains here holding down the fort with these newer players on their ball running side. Scullin, he's a guy, like I said, he's going to get a lot of kills. The question is, will you kill him? And on Friday, we saw that he doesn't necessarily need to get a ton of kills, but he gets the kills that matter. He's ranked 5th overall at an A rating. He's in top 5 in all the relevant kill stats. He's 3rd in KD ratio. That's probably a little bit higher after last series. And on top of that, though, he also is a lot on the from what I've seen qualitatively, is on kill secures. He will double up on a player, which ends up giving him a lot of betrayals, and he is 11th in his betrayal to kill ratio, where he's getting quite a few betrayals given how many kills he is getting. But on the flip side, he just does not die very often. So it's going to be very interesting to see. Do you think that trying to put Skull in negative would be successful for like CLockwork? Or do you think that they kind of just have to accept what Skullin is and have to look elsewhere? I know you mentioned Silent Viper earlier.
They are gonna have to look elsewhere because Skullin's just gonna play slow. If you're looking to kill him, he's just gonna slow you down. And at that point, he's standing at mid court, and you have to go through him or around him. That's just, and then it's on the same side as Lux. You either need to go through him or around him, and both of those things are hard to do. But with Skullin, they need to look elsewhere. They need to try to put Spank and Viper negative. Don't try to put Skullin, because at that point you're just going to let Skullin and Viper run free. If you're double teaming Skullin every time, and you don't want that.
I mean, we have seen teams where when they send a lot of pressure into the mid court, you end up having Spank and Viper kind of out to the sides, and then suddenly you get guillotined at the plate. And unless Lux is going to try and intercept that ball every single time you try that, the ball's eventually going to make it past him, and that ball is going to end up on your plate. So I completely agree. Do you have any other notes that you'd like to make before we start getting a couple people into the chat here to talk
let's
to
see.
these players?
We're gonna see top tier gameplay from Skullin and Lux tonight, and it's really gonna hinge, and I'm gonna call it now, on which runner makes the most mistakes. Let's see if Wevin decides to play it safe, or maybe wants to see the grass a little greener on like the Griff Beast, Sev, those punch heavy runners. We'll see, because having a fourth tank like Griff Beast is helpful, because that is just the fourth tank. Because he's going to hold that space between wall and mid. And if someone makes a mistake, he's going to punch them. And then that just gives Viper, Skullin space to move up the court. One punch at a time.
Absolutely. Totally agree. Now, what I've got here is I'm dragging him in now. We have ourselves Silent Viper here. We're going to pull him in first. And then once we, and there's, all right. And as I say that, Lux coming in here, we've got two of the biggest trash talkers on these two teams. So we've got Lux and Silent Viper, who, from what I can tell, has renamed himself in Discord to Lux Lockdown. If that gives you any feeling of what these two, what he feels about the team he's going up against. So, guys, how you feel about this series coming up in about 20 minutes?
Just like my name says, bro. Lockdown. He ain't gonna do shit. He gonna get bored. He might rage quit the game, but we'll see.
Bored have to fucking play you. Shouldn't even have to play you. Fucking stepping stone. Your team is.
It is gonna be a shit show for your team. I am so embarrassed for you, bro. It's gonna be sickening to have to run through you the way we were about to. And I hate to do it to a good friend. I'm sorry in advance, but
if I'm not mistaken, Viper, you don't feel bad about doing it to one of his teammates, though, from what I've seen on the Trash Talk with Rain.
No, Rain's not my concern at all. He's just a bot on that team.
Right.
That's why he hasn't been talking a whole bunch, because he knows. Last time he talked, he didn't back it up. So he's not going to say anything.
Now, Lux, what do you have to say with concerns that people might have about your younger brother coming in on his rookie season here, trying to get a ship on the first season he's in the league? It could happen, but what do you have to say to people who've got concerns about that and have been giving you a bit of critique for it?
Anybody who thinks that doesn't know the history. I've done it with Low Main. I've done it with plenty of rookies in the past. I bring people in and I make them better than Viper in about like 3 hours of game time. It's insane how it works. So, it's going to be another shit. This team is a waste of my time. This is a waste of my time. I don't even want to be in here right now, to be honest. The fact that this guy is comparing himself, like, nobody in this league thinks this guy is like comparing himself to me on a legitimate level. He's never been close to me. He doesn't understand the game at the level I do. It's a waste of time. It's just a waste of time.
Waste of
So
time.
what's your excuse going to be when you lose? Like, I just really want to hear it. So if you get shut down by this no name right now, right? Basically what you're saying I am. What's your excuse going to be? I'm curious.
I'm not really thinking about. I'm not even thinking about you at all, to be honest. Like in my mind, I'm playing the Hell's Angel. Like that's all it is. I'm pretty sure even they know that. If this guy scores a goal, like if his carries, Scullin and Spank get a goal, then that's a win for them. That's really it.
Brother,
All
the
right,
last
well, before-
time we played,
Go ahead.
you could not stop me on the plate.
You played a
You
fucking
could not
team
stop
without
me
Solace.
on the plate.
I ran +4.
Solace is
You were in my
not
DMs the
better
next
than
day.
Gingy at tanking, brother. All right? It's not happening. Gingy was the best tank on your team that game, pretty much.
Yeah, the scoreboard.
And
You
you
can't
still
fucking,
lost.
You
And you
can't
still
fucking read,
lost.
apparently.
And you still lost. You gave up. You're just sitting in the corner, bro. You just accepted
I
your
feel like
fate,
you would have
just
learned
like
your lesson.
tonight.
You would have learned
Just
your
like
lesson by
tonight.
now,
You're gonna
bro.
sit in
Like
the corner.
these are not playoff games. These are fucking scrims at this point. Like
Scrims,
team's-
that was season game.
you're fucking 6th seed, and the only reason you're there is because Devo went nowhere. If Devo showed up this season, you guys are
No.
not here ever.
No, we're
Simple.
here, bro. We're here.
I don't know how you play this game for as long as you have, and in the big 2026, you're a third. How's that possible?
Yikes. Definitely not a third, brother. Not even close to being a third. Showed up last night in the playoff game. Scullin went almost negative second game as me and Spank carrying.
Yeah, you thanked your daddy to carry
So
you.
I don't know what you're talking about. Take you out, and your team is shit. Straight shit. We proved that. That's why you're not excited for this game. That's why you don't want to think about it. Because you got bored last time we played.
So wasting my fucking time.
Your
Funny
shit was
tidbit
on lock.
to everyone on stream. These two used to be the squeakers back in the day. I want to state that.
We don't fucking talk about that anymore, all right?
Sometimes
We got Sniper Kid and Dragon Guy.
I was winning fucking ships at 8 years old. This kid was begging to be on Gingy's team.
What are you
That's it.
talking
That's-
about? I never
that's
begged
the
to be on
history
any
there.
team. What are you
You were
saying?
begging to be on my team fucking last week, kid.
I
Shut your mouth.
released the DMs.
You didn't release
You
no.
asked
What
me.
DMs
You
you
asked
release?
me. You asked me.
I didn't
bro.
ask you shit. You were like, let's do
Yeah,
the
you
fucking
did.
dynasty.
I said I was gonna go on a different team.
I'll do you a favor.
No.
I'll do
said
you
I
a
was gonna go
favor
on
and pick
hold
you
on,
up.
Listen. I said I was gonna go on a different team, right? You said nah, us four are teaming. So you could have let me go, but you didn't. You wanted me because you know.
Yeah, I don't want nothing to do with you. This is a fucking favor to Seb.
Don't make me release it again. I'll release it again.
Go ahead, release it. Nobody gives a fuck.
Everybody.
Yeah,
read your
it is.
messages.
It is important to know for those watching AGLA and curious after the playoffs what's going on. GWL is spinning up right now. The Grifball World League is going to be running for the next month. And looking at those rosters, it is true that I am looking at a lineup that's got Lux and Viper on the same team. So clearly, there's a bit of trash talk here, but it seems like there's a little bit of respect, at least on the skill, if you're going to pick up Viper.
There's no
as your,
respect.
as your
There's no
second player.
respect here, Tez. If I wanted to fucking get a free win, I'd go pick up Silent or somebody competent. Maybe like a death crawler. Maybe I don't know. But like this kid, I'm doing him a favor. I might drop him, to be honest, with all the shit he's talking. I don't know why he's coming to me in Discord. Like I might tell Pop-Tart tonight, like, to drop this kid for fucking Silent, bro.
Please drop me. Please drop me. I'll beat you a fucking again in the GWL. Don't do it. Don't do it to yourself.
When was the last time you won a ship?
Don't do it to yourself.
Tell me. When was the last time you won a ship? Tell the audience. Go ahead, tell the audience. When's the last time? Go ahead. We're waiting.
Don't matter when the last time I won one. I've been to plenty finals.
You haven't been to
I
one
haven't even
single
been playing
final in
that
this
shit that
game. What are you
long.
talking about?
I came back first season and went to finals. So I mean,
Nobody remembers that.
yeah, I'm sure you don't want to remember that.
Nobody remembers.
You don't want to remember facts. You just want to remember shit you want to remember. That's your issue. You're gonna remember tonight. You're going to remember tonight. You're going to remember tonight. Trust me.
I've been
We
to
got
finals
something in
every
store
single season
too,
I've played,
'cause
kid.
if I beat Lux, he's changing his name to Sniper Son. All right, that's exactly what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
So
I'm not gonna be changing shit.
Yeah, you will
Your whole
change it.
fucking strategy is to send your whole squad towards me. I've seen the team chats. I've never seen this in Grifball. I've been playing this game. I've been in this game a long time, since 2010. I've never seen a team go in their team chat and say, we're gonna send all 4 to Lux, and whatever side he's on, we're going the opposite. I've never seen that before.
Have I ever said go?
I've never
all of us
seen
for
that.
Lux?
You're in your team chat begging for. You're like, we got to double team this man. I can't hold him.
It's called strategy. What do you
Yeah.
mean? You go on a
It's called-
website that simulates
It's called
fucking plays.
being a little bitch.
You go watch film for
I'm being a
hours.
little bitch.
That is
I
the
haven't
same
watched a
shit that
single
we're
second of
doing.
your film, kid.
I don't watch film. You sitting there for 4 hours to
Your,
watch film.
your boy Griff pieced
You're
in my
obsessed.
DMs
You're
before the
upset. How
season.
many hours
He's
of
like, how
film
do I
did
run
you
the ball?
watch this week? Last night you were probably up late watching film, bro, because you're so
I
scared.
wasn't up late. I went to bed at 1
Yeah.
a.m. I saw your ass up till fucking 4.
I see we've got a
Hell yeah.
another guest here. We've got another player from Like Clockwork. Rain, how you doing tonight? Good to see you drop in.
Oh, I'm doing good. Lux told me to set a timer so that way he didn't fall asleep in this interview.
It's fucking boring. It's a waste of my time.
Oh
Rain,
god.
we'll make it quick.
So, do I
Well, why
even
am
need
the
to
only
ask?
one
Do I
itching
even
for
need to
my ear?
ask?
Where's
Do
the
either of you
Spank at?
see this series going three games, or do I even need to ask that question? Or do I know exactly what the
All
two of you
bullshit
gonna?
aside, the respect is there. All beside the shit talking.
Yeah, you're dog
I
shit.
think it is going to be a good game. I think it's
I
going to
think
be
it's going to be a
good
walk down
regardless.
2-0.
It's gonna be whatever the fuck I want it to be, kid.
No, it's not.
If I want to put you on a mixtape, I'll do it tonight. Might put out another video.
Well, appreciate you guys giving us your very frank opinions of each other and what you think this game is going to go. But we're going to call it there for this pregame with both Spank's Life coaches and Like Clockwork. You guys can head back to your teams and finish any strategizing if you have strategizing, or taking a nap, I guess, if you're Lux. But otherwise, we will see you guys at 8:30, ready for this game. Thank you very much for your time.
See you, boys.
All right. So that went about exactly how I expected.
Oh,
Considering how
100%.
much these guys have been chirping for the past 2.5 days.
I just wish we had the ability to pitch their voices a little higher. Like it just bring back the old days.
I would pay. I would pay to hear that. My God, I did not know that those were the the old time squeakers of.
Oh yeah, those were our squeakers back in the day. Dragon Guy and Sniper Kid. You gotta love them.
Oh my God, lovely. It's even better that they've changed their names. Dragon Guy is a great name. All right, but yeah, so we've kind of touched base here about a number of different stats and things that we're expecting from these teams. We got about another 10-12 minutes before that we're going to start the series here. What questions do you think are left for Like Clockwork to answer? Because like what are the question marks that are coming in here? But apart from what we've mentioned, where Wevin is kind of the unproven, apart from what we've seen in the season. Rain seems to have had a couple of bumps early on in the season. What are you kind of expecting for Like Clockwork to kind of make a statement here that yeah, they actually are the championship caliber. They actually can take this ship home in the long run and actually take out Spank's Life coaches to go face My Chemical Ace Spence.
I think they need to win every single tip off. Any tip off they concede to SLC is going to be bad for them. I would like to see that they win every tip off. If they're gonna roll them, they have to win every tip off. Because the moment you give Griff Beast and that lineup the possession, it's gonna take some time. You're not gonna get it back quickly, unless Lux is on his bullshit and he is going to kill the 3 tanks and sword Griff Beast in a corner.
Yeah. And in that time, Griff Beast would be rotating, so like the odds of that happening are just low. Considering we've seen him level up as a ball carrier, his ball IQ has been raising throughout the series, throughout the season, as well as throughout playoffs. So I completely agree that unless Lux and like you said, Solace, unless Lux and Solace basically play a perfect game and have fantastic play from Rain and Wevin, like it's going to start at the kickoff. It's going to start at the center line. And I totally agree that what we've seen from Spank's Life coaches, it may sound obvious that like, oh, if you have possession of the ball, you're going to win more often. But Spank's Life coaches really exemplify that if you give them the ball, they will have it for a long time. It's not a will they. It's not an if they will. It's they will have the ball for a long time unless you can really force some errors or have some stellar performances from your team. On the flip side, what would you say are like the top 2 weaknesses that you expect Like Clockwork to be aware of and to take advantage of against a team like Spank's Life coaches?
They know that if they tilt Spank's going to play bad. So I could see them trying to push for that. And then again, on both teams, your runner. Yes, Grifbeast is leveled up, but that is still a weakness on this team. Because I could see, and Grifbeast has been tanking well. If that happens, I could see Skull and start running.
Really interesting. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, because we definitely have not seen them in that kind of setup very much this season. What has you looking to Scullin? Is it just because the other two are just fantastic in their tanking position, so you really don't want to take them off the tanking line?
It's hard to get the ball away from Skullin, especially if he's not drinking. He's stone cold sober. He knows when to throw it. He knows when to punch. He, again, just like on the other side, Lux, Skullin is a hell of a runner. He's run for several teams. So,
Oh, okay. I actually didn't know that. Okay, learning
like,
something new every day.
he has that ability easily in him to run it and be safe. If we see either team have to push to a backup runner, we know they're having a bad game.
Yeah, no, that I agree with. It kind of feels like both lineups kind of have their way of playing the game, and everyone has their position on the roster. And if you start seeing some cycling, some changes of where people are at, you know that they're going to be on their back foot with that.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. If we see Lux start turning running, we know it's bad for or like CLockwork at that point. We know it's bad. We know whatever Spank's life's coaches are doing is what they need to keep doing.
For sure. Yeah, it's gonna be an exciting series nonetheless. Which actually, I don't want to look too far forward, but it's an interesting thing to talk about. Which of these two lineups do you think has the best shot at the ship? If they were to win tonight, who do you think is the better setup lineup and why?
Ooh, that's a tough choice.
Because I think that Lux has the peak. I think Solace is consistent, but I do think that Spank's Life coaches just have the best trio of tanks given how their team is set up. Like it just feels like that they just have such they don't have necessarily tons of peaks, but they have just really high level on the tanking line that is traded off by having a more rookie player at your ball carry slot, at least rookie in Infinite. So I'm
Yeah.
kind of curious.
For SLC, they definitely have a tank for tank matchup against life coaches, or not life coaches, against My Chemical Ice Pens, where like CLockwork doesn't, but that's not necessarily a bad thing, because the one big thing I've noticed from watching a lot of My Chemical Ice Pens games is that if, say, Solace or Rank get in the back line for that team, there's a pass. Not many people can play the pick other than Hells on that team.
Mm-hmm.
So you kill Hells, you pass it, there you go. But on the opposite side, again, better tanks matching for SLC. Because you have Skullin on Spence, you have Viper for Chemical, and then you have Spank for Hells, and then you have Jolly wherever he is for Grifbeast. I mean, because those are your matchups basically on that side. So SLC definitely has the better 1-for-1 matchup, but that necessarily doesn't mean anything, because we've seen Lux pull stupider shit with a less competent team against good teams.
Yeah, I mean obviously he's gonna talk a high praise of his own work as well. But I mean, the proof is in the pudding with his history that, like he said, he does have this kind of leveling up effect that when he's the captain, he's going to turn players that are okay into good, good into great, and great into stellar. And we are seeing that so far in this season. And if you're like CLockwork fan, you're hoping to see that progress continue. But I don't know. Maybe I just have I mean, people say I have a bias because I was picked as the fifth for SLC. I haven't played a game for these guys, an official game for these guys in what feels like forever. So I just feel like though that their main trio tanking line. I feel like if you're gonna beat anyone, especially My Chemical Ice Pens, you got to beat them on the tanking line. You got to get them in a numbers disadvantage so that then you can put the pressure, the 2v1 against good tanks, good players like Ace Spence and Hells. or Chemical or I mean, all of them are fantastic.
Yeah, like I
So,
said, they have the best one for
Yeah.
one matchup against that team,
yeah, absolutely.
especially with Spank the way he's been playing.
Right. Right.
That glow up easily
yeah.
makes them.
Yeah, if Spank
Competent.
stays at that peak or creates a new peak, then that's gonna throw everything out the window. It's gonna be very obvious. But right, if we see all it takes is one bad day, because all these games get played on the same day. So if there's just one bad day out of Spank, that either SLC will lose here, or you end up seeing kind of a unfortunate loss in the championship after such an amazing road of the playoffs. I mean, it'd be a fantastic story to tell of the 6th seed that, was kind of choppy the entire season, sneaks into the playoffs off of a solid win at the very end of the season, and then just runs through what is just the harder side of the bracket. Well, I guess not the harder side because you're not playing against Hells, but just against a very hard side of the bracket, going against Zero Logic. I mean, I feel like you guys were very properly ranked in terms of being the 2nd or 3rd seed. Same with like CLockwork. So I definitely think that they're having to be trial by fire here. So it'll be interesting, because I do personally see them as a better matchup against My Chemical Spence to have a good 5-game series, rather than I think that there's a higher chance with like CLockwork that lineup on that day just doesn't show up properly, and you end up with a really quick series that goes to the team that everyone's expecting to win, and everyone wants an interesting series. So
Yeah, I mean, tonight's we're gonna see, because it's gonna be whichever team plays and wins this series. As long as they play like that against My Chemical Spence, we'll see a run. We'll see a matchup, but it's gonna really depend, because the runners against My Chemical Spence, that's gonna be the issue. Because Hells is your runner over there, and that's just a championship pedigree no one wants to touch.
yeah, when it's bad when Hells is the ball carrier. Like, it's bad for you when Hells is the ball carrier, when he is S tier in his own right at any position on a roster. That just means that you've got fantastic players on that lineup that they can afford to give such a fantastic tank the ball. So it's it'll be an interesting thing to talk about when we get there, whichever team is facing up against them. But for now, we're gonna be having this. I'm seeing both lineups are joining in here. The lobby is just about to be ready. We've almost got the table set and ready for these two teams to play. What do you expect out of the two lineups? I guess let's start with like CLockwork. From the get-go, from the word go, are you expecting them to get fired out of a cannon here, or are you expecting kind of a more controlled play, win at the kickoff, but then kind of control the pace, slow it down, and kind of force SLC to play their game?
I think they need to be fast. I think the only way you beat SLC is if you play fast. Like we did in the regular season, you have to play them fast. If not, you're going to get tanked into the ground. That they need to be fast. They need to get kills quickly. Honestly, I'd like to see pro runs. I'd like to see sweeps. That's the only way, because otherwise it's just going to be a stalemate in the middle. And until which runner makes a mistake, there you got it. Someone's got to play fast, and that'd be the team. SLC's going to play their game. Slow, steady, beat the ever-living shit out of you, and then score.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen there's only two teams that we have seen play arduously long series, and that was your lineup as Zero Logic and Spank's Life Coaches. Those two teams have been the ones. I mean, Spank's Life Coaches has the single longest game at north of 20 minutes, and it ended in 5-4. Unsurprising with such a long game, but like it was 20 minutes was the round, I should say.
It was the one round was 20 minutes.
The one round was 20 minutes. The game was 45 minutes or something. And so these teams have experience with, this team has experience with just biding their time, taking their time. They are expecting mistakes and they will take advantage of them. So like you said, I wholeheartedly agree here. Now, right before we get in though, because it looks like we're getting ready checks in for the teams, I was just going to check in here. What is your prediction for the series score? Best of 3, who's taking it and what way?
I am going to go a 2-1 with like CLockwork winning.
2-1 like CLockwork. Okay. You think they're going to set that fast pace and just?
I think SLC is going to pull an SLC and come out and win first game and then drop 2 in a row.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. I personally, I've talked with both these teams. I've played some scrims with both these teams. I've played some sweat league with both these teams since Friday's game. I do think SLC takes it, and if SLC's taking it, they're taking it in two. I don't think we go 3 games. Playoffs haven't been 3-game series. They've all been 2-game series. And basically, I'm expecting a close first game, and if SLC takes that first game, I'm expecting very similar to what we saw on Friday. They're gonna just start running away with it. They're gonna put them into the ground, and they're either gonna make Rain go super negative, or they're just gonna make it impossible for like CLockwork to ever find their footing as they just by war of attrition take out this lineup. Now, as I say that, I'm gonna double check here. I think. Okay, it looks like that we've actually got a delay on the game here, as it looks like the Spanx Live coaches lineup is taking an extra second. So we're going to have to double check here with what's going on with that lineup. While we're there, we're just going to have a little bit longer discussion here. I can definitely say if they're down a man potentially, if someone's not playing, we're going to have some concerns here. It looks like that Spank has fallen victim to his own pet. So his cat threw up. So we're gonna have a slight delay here for poor Cheeto. So game will get started as soon as that's managed. But yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Do you think this is going to take Spank out of his zone? Because the team is really about being in the zone and being on the right mental space. Where do you think this puts Spank? Is this the wrench in the works?
It's really going to depend, because if your cat's sick, that's going to take you out a little bit. That's going to check you. I'm going to be personal, especially if you're like, everyone knows me. I have 10 cats. I have pussy everywhere. But if one of them's sick and it's like not just a normal throw up, you're going to be checked a bit. And this could be a big issue for Spank if that's the case.
Because I think that this, like you said before, this team runs through the mental of Spank. If Spank's off, we've seen what happens. I mean, we saw it was early in the season, but this team played against NCOT, and NCOT ran roughshod over them. NCOT's team was a good team, so it makes sense for them to potentially find wins there. But like, it was not close. So, and I can attest because I was sitting in comms for that game. I think I might have played a game or two of that series. Like, Spank being off infects the team. And if it infects the team just falls apart, and we might end up seeing this go the exact opposite way. Like I was saying, I expect this to be a 2-0 series. I think Spanx Live coaches are going to take it, but if this goes the other way, it's going the other way hard. And I do not think it's going to, I don't think it'll come back. So we'll be very interested to see with that delay as we're waiting to hear from Spanx Live coaches, see if they're ready. But for right now, we are going to be at a bit of a standstill.
Yeah, I mean, cats be doing this. That they just know.
Very true. Very true.
So I would like to see if it's just like a normal throw, he'll be fine. Because cats, they do that. It's the bad throw ups that are like nasty color, and then you're like, you might need to go to the vet.
Oh yeah, I guess yeah. If it's like serious, obviously that's going to be a whole problem. And either finding a sub last minute here, as we are 4 minutes into what should have been game time, or
I mean, with the current sub rolls, you have to get a grade lower, so that means it would have to be a C. Well, unless we're going off of playoffs, because Spank's currently an A, so it would be a B.
I would imagine, my personal perspective, obviously I'm not the one in control of this. You're actually the AGLA commissioner, so I guess you get to be the one that makes that call. But I would say probably current rank makes more sense. But obviously,
I mean, current rank, the only person that might be potentially available at that current rate are Demon and Novice. But it looks like we're fine. Looks like Spank got it taken care of.
We've got ready checks. We've got teams readied up here. All right, so we're going to get us into game one here. Stream's going to start us off. Now it is time to put up or shut up. Both teams have Z tier slayers. Both teams have live or die by X factors, and both teams are running new ball carriers here in Halo Infinite AGLA playoffs, both of whom have the opportunity to go win the ship for their first season playing in an AGL season. Grifbeast has dealt with the interception master himself, and Zero Logic. Has time run out on like clockwork, or is Grifbeast's armor made of fool's gold? Let's find out here in game 1 of this best of 3.
Well, this first tip-off is going to set the precedence.
Absolutely. I completely agree.
And we got a Chicago server.
Ah, do we? All right. I think that's generally good for both teams, yeah?
I mean, Viper says he gets 20 to it, so...
You'll take those. You'll
I
absolutely
mean, Lux,
take
I think it's maybe about the same. That means Wevin's got the same.
for a good one. I'm happy that we're looking at everything's set up to be a good series, but we are in here into the semifinals playoff match between like Clockwork and Spank's left coaches, and Solace is finding some space here on the left side, but will get taken out, and Scullin temporarily has the ball as both teams are trying to find space here on the field. Grifbeast will take control of the ball for Spank's left coaches, and they are looking for some space here, pushing on the left side. There's a just dropped ball. Grifbeast just completely loses it there at the center.
What in the world was that?
That is one of the very rare mistakes that I remember Grifbeast making early on in the season, where there's just he fumbles the controls, fumbles what he's doing, and fumbles the ball, accidentally throwing it forward directly into Solace's hands, who passes it back to Wevin now. Wevin and Lux, brothers in arms here on the right side of their court, trying to push across midcourt as the Spank Live coaches lineup try to find the unforced error from the Spank Live coaches lineup is potentially going to pay dividends to like Clockwork here.
Yeah, I'm already seeing Rain play the way he needs to be playing. Well, he dies to Viper there, but he's making good moves that he needs to be doing. So that's a good sign.
Unfortunate, unforced errors there. Spank trying to find some space there, killing Rain. Lux will take care of him. Viper is now in a 2v1 situation, but takes out Solace, and Lux is way out to the side here. They're trying to find some space. That's a pass play. Spank is trying to play on it, plays the play just a bit too fast, and Lux will out-leverage him, looking for a ton of space here. Very close onto the right side of Spank's coach's line here, as Wevin gets taken care of, Solace gets taken care of, and Lux will get forced all the way back to his side of the court.
Yeah, we're seeing these teams play like expected so far.
Absolutely.
But that unforced error, that I don't know what that was. That threw me.
That's some semifinals jitters, I believe. One thing I remember from hearing from Spank's Live coaches, specifically hearing from Grifbeast, is that he was on some jitters right at the end of that last series, just because of how hyped that series was, how they were taking care of business, and they took care of Zero Logic in that second game. I can imagine that the veterancy is taking advantage here. Oh, plate stop by Silent Viper. He is silent but deadly, and I don't mean ace. That means that Spank's Live coaches will take the ball back over right at their plate.
That was Wevin should have backed it off. That was like I said, there's a chance we're going to see him play a little bit looser, and that's what happened, and that cost him a turnover.
Oh, I will tell you, I thought that was Lux with the ball. Lux had the ball.
That was Wevin.
Was that Wevin? Okay.
That was Wevin.
Then
Lux
I do
tied Scullin, and then it was a 1v1 punch, and then a respawner.
Yeah. And it's just that's that rookie position that being younger, not having played as much, that always is the X factor here in determining how these teams are going to play. That is a really bad time to give the ball over to Grifbeast. That ball is going to be a turnover straight to Solace here, who's playing protect. Wevin will get dealt with, as will it looks like Silent Viper, who's on respawners. Solace is a released man here with Rain and Solace standing at the plate, but Rain will get taken care of by Viper. That is a pass to the plate. Really greedy from the Like Clockwork lineup. You'd have to imagine they should have held the ball there.
Again, like I was pointing out, if Like Clockwork doesn't play fast, they do not want to get into a slugfest. Because they know it's not going to win. It's not going to go for them.
And almost there, if Spank had actually gotten the refrag on Solace, Solace turned around away from Rain to not betray. Rain just gets killed by Spank, and Spank almost just straight up gets the triple in mid-court, which might have immediately turned this into a 1-0 scoreline, as that would have taken most of CLockwork's line off of the court. But now they're settling in here. Maybe they can find some space here, as 2 people dead for Spank's life coaches. Solace gets punched by Grifbeast, and this is a full court press here in the corner, as the ball will get yeeted all the way to the far side. Scullin taking control of the ball for the time being. Grifbeast immediately taking it back up, doing one of his patented throwouts that he doesn't actually die on, and it's going to be 2 dead for CLockwork to make that 3. Another dead for Rain there as he gets trades onto Scullin. Silent Viper and Lux here battling it out on the far side. Spank trying to fill in, but we're playing a bit fast here from the Spank's Life coaches. You might want to see them slow down and just hold some space here in mid-court.
Yeah, the fact that they're playing fast is not good. Maybe that early turnover kind of just, they lost their will this round. So
yeah, they might just need a bit of a mental reset here, and CLockwork is not giving them any space to do so. Grifbeast with a very greedy dash forward. Solace and Scullin here going to be playing for the ball, and Scullin will win that one. Lux had 1 at the plate. If Solace gets that ball, that's a quick pass into the plate and getting to a 1-0 scoreline. Instead, the ball will now get handed right back to Grifbeast. But again, every once in a while here, I see Scullin pick up the ball and then immediately backing up to give it to Grifbeast. I feel like sometimes they got to just leave it in Scullin's hands and find some space. They're just not having any space to breathe as that ball is getting tossed to Health. It looks like up towards Health Pack. Viper is alone at the ball, and that's going to be a turnover into Rain. Weapon trading against Scullin, but it doesn't actually trade, and that's going to be a straight up kill for Spank's Life coaches, as they are now 4v3. Ball's going to drop off to Weapon, as CLockwork now are going to try and settle in with the ball.
this is a sloppy mess from both teams. This is
Absolutely
just utterly sloppy. Like, what is that throwaway?
How is Grifby still alive? Cannot believe he doesn't get the double there. But as I agree with you, what is that throwaway? Weven doing a Grifby's classic, throwing it away. But to who? Nobody knows. And he ends up going back for the ball himself because he just doesn't get traded. So it's going to be some full court press here from the Spank's Life coaches lineup. Ball gets tossed out. Viper is the only man there. It's going to be a turnover. Viper's going to toss that to midcourt, putting it to the top of the triangle for Grifby's to hold on to the ball as Spank is filling in as a tank. Scullin on the left side here trying to press in onto that midcourt, but both tanks getting killed by Rain and Solace. Sword onto Grifbeast as he's forced to toss it into the far corner. Spank is just standing on the ball. He's got to either give that off to someone or take some space, as Grifbeast will get killed. Weapon and Silent Viper will get traded, and Scullin is the only tank pushing up to midcourt as the Spank's Life coaches lineup is respawning.
Yeah, I am not sure. This must just be semifinal jitters first round. This is so sloppy from both teams.
Yeah,
I don't like that Solace is basically just, he is pulling a sword and sorting runner consistently right now. I'd like to see him just hold ground.
Absolutely. I'm wondering, again, we saw a lot of trash talk between these teams. And on the flip side, one thing that I didn't talk about too much in the pregame, but was important to take into account, is that Solace is one of very few players who at the very start of the season said, yeah, I'm not scrimming. I'm not doing any scrims. I'm going to play my games, and I'm going to play the way I want to play. And that was a big question mark coming into this season. So you have to wonder, does he just not know where the players' skills are at right now on the opposing side on Spank's Life coaches, or is it just disrespect that he's expecting to win those with the sword? And as I say that, Solace is the fast man, and that's going to bring it right into a score there. Solace playing a bit aggro with that sword, dashes over the ball carrier. Grifby says, sure, bro, I'll just score the ball, and that's going to bring us to a 1-0 after a chaotic first round in the game one.
Yeah, I need to see Solace not pull sword right now.
Absolutely, I completely agree. This is something that I remember hearing from Scullin in early scrims, not about Solace, but just like, hey, I need you to have a sword. I need you to have your hammer out, not your sword. Otherwise, we're going to be turning over the ball more often, or not getting the ball back, or just not taking up space properly. Because as we all know, if the sword and the hammer clash, that hammer's winning 99 times out of 100 as 2 are dead onto the CLockwork line. And make that, nope, never mind, make that only 1 as there's respawners.
Yeah, we're seeing SLC play the game they are doing. They are going to slug you on the ground until that one mistake, like Solace flying over, and then they score.
Absolutely. Like you said, if they set the pace and they set it early, it only favors them based on how these two teams interact with each other. 2 dead on the CLockwork lineup. Another dead for Rain there with 2 on respawns, as there's now 3v4 in the mid-court. Spank's Life Coach is trying to find some space here. We've got Viper out to the left and Spank out to the right, trying to find some space here in the mid-court. Lux will trade with the other captain, and that's going to be a 3v3 now. Make that a 3v2, make that a 2v2, make that a 1v1, as it's just trades all over the place in mid-court. And
I didn't like that punch. That was risky. He stepped right in front of his Viper as the tank, and that could have ended up in a turnover.
Absolutely, I do agree with you there. It did look a little scope.
There it is.
Turnover. There it is again. Like you said, the aggro play by the Spank Life Coach's ball runner ends up coming up tails, and that favors Like Clockwork as the ball will get tossed all the way out, and Weapon is trying to get it off of respawns. Skullen team kills onto Spank, and now Skullen gets killed straight up by Lux. Lux is alone at the plate. Multiple people from Like Clockwork are swarming the plate as the Spank Life Coach's lineup ends up finding space and trading out. I cannot believe they didn't find a score there.
Yeah, I think that Spank spawning on the opposite side because both spawns were taken up on the left hand there was the reason that they get out of that without a score happening.
Oh, that he doesn't end up spawning actually just right in the action, him spawning on the far side. You see that as a favorable approach there?
No, him spawning in the action was the best there.
Oh, you're saying in the action.
That made the difference.
Solace is a pass man. He's alone with a pass play, but that's
oh my God, Spank!
Fantastic play by a veteran tank on Spank's Life Coaches. That man is getting coached well, and he's got the kill on Weapon. He tries to get the trade onto Lux, but won't find it. But Skullen will find the refrag as there's respawners here for Like Clockwork. Fantastic play to avoid that pass play. That could have been a very quick 1-1 score by Solace being an unleashed man there in the back line of Spank's Life Coaches.
That was a score if Spank doesn't get that beautiful deflection.
Absolutely. I completely agree. As Lux is swarming here, ball gets turned over into Skullen. Skullen picks up the ball, and it's going to be just a free ball on the court. Spank ends up betraying and getting the kill, but the ball does not be able to get thrown up because Weapon has the lockout with the ball carry. Ball's going to get dropped by Skullen to Grifball, and Spank's Life Coaches somehow come out of that without the turnover.
We are still playing sloppy round 2. What is that Skyball?
That Skyball, like you said, that Skyball, I have a feeling that was actually going to end up being thrown out to Like Clockwork, but they ended up rejecting it back to Spank's Life Coaches. Very weird play from both sides. We are clearly seeing an uncomfortable lineup from both sides of the court. Ball getting tossed up by Skullen here, going on to the far left side, behind Skullen and behind multiple.
That's a Like Clockwork score.
That's probably a Like Clockwork score. As a double triple respawn on the side of the ball. What a crazy respawn by the Spank's Life Coaches lineup. Was Like Clockwork blocking the other spawns?
Yes,
what happened there?
Lux was on the opposite side.
Oh my God!
He had cleared plate and walked past. And then they spawned right on runner.
Thing. Because yes, that's as a player you want to put the pressure onto the far side, but if you go past the plate, you lock out those spawns, and even if it's right on top of your ball carrier, the game does not matter. It will respawn the entire enemy line directly on top of your ball carrier. As a turnover at the plate, Grifball was not ready for it. That's a sword at the plate. You were saying South need to put away the sword. It finally pays dividends.
It finally paid off. That's 2 great stops by Solace right now, and that is the key to that score, is Solace.
Holy. This is chaos. This is pandemonium. Turnover right on the kickoff, and we've got 2 alive. Grifball's getting killed right by Rain, and Viper, that is a very lazy drop over to try and give it to Grifball. Finally gives it over to Grifball as Solace will get killed by Skullen. Skullen finding space here against Weapon, just straight up kills him. Lux gets the refrag. Spank trying to find the refrag. It's going to be a trade. I think Lux actually got credit for the betrayal, and that's going to be pushed back on Spank's Life Coaches back into their side of the court. It is pandemonium. It will not stop. Holy.
This is chaotic. This is barn burning.
Yeah, this is going to be a barn burner if we're going this the whole time. Holy.
Oh, we got Solace. Okay, good punch.
Yeah, Solace with a fantastic punch, or Solace getting punched there by a great punch by Grifball. Grifball's trying to find a little bit of confidence here, as just it's been chaos.
Yeah, SLC needs to slow it down. They're going a little too fast right now.
Viper's a pass man punch, not needed by Grifball. Says Skullen gets the kill onto Lux. Solace up there against Skullen, gets Skullen. Solace with the sword. Lux looking for the double sword, will not find it. Viper is running rough shot in the back line, but it won't matter. There's too many people alive from Like Clockwork, and that's gonna be forced back. Even though Rain gets the betrayal, it will defuse that play, and we are right back to mid-court. Viper 8 is deadly on that flank. It just did not turn into anything on that play.
I don't like that they didn't send Lux over there. They let Weapon try to handle that, and that could end it badly.
Absolutely, yeah. I completely agree. That is a mismatch. If you're putting Viper against if you're putting Weapon against Viper, that is not going to go well for like Clockwork. And we saw what happened. It's just a good thing that not many tanks from Spank's Life coaches actually survived to see that play all the way through to the plate of like Clockwork, as it's just trades upon trades by the like Clockwork lineup. Scullin finding potential opening here on the left side of the court. Viper playing on the right. Gets killed by Rain. Rain with a good stop there on the traditional flanker from Spank's Life coaches. And we're in a 2 tanks versus 4 situation here as Grifbeast is trying to find some space here to probably help out his tanking line. Trades back and forth, kills back and forth. Scullin trying to find an opening against Lux, but will not find it. There's multiple kills here at the plate. That's going to be a far air ball out towards Scullin at about half health pack, as Scullin is all the way there to receive. Weapon is right on top of it. Oh, rejected straight up, but it will make it cross the plate to Grifbeast. Solace is coming with the sword, but Silent Viper will ward him off. Grifbeast will be able to cleanly field that ball. If that ball was not going to the stratosphere, that was probably going to land right on the plate.
Ooh. It's really coming down on these rookie runners right now. There are mistakes abound.
Absolutely. Scullin ends up getting the double there. Punch on the Weapon, making that a potential triple, and the Ninja, you hate to see it! Look with a fantastic Z-tier play there! That's what you love to see from the coach of Spank's Life coach, or not Spank's Life coaches, of like Clockwork, taking care of that rookie ball carrier. Like you said, mistakes abound, and the linchpin legend himself, Lux, is going to take the entire team, put him on his shoulders, and turn that ball over when it looked like Spank's Life coaches had everything going their way.
Yeah, that's your veteran play from Lux there. That's what you want to see.
Absolutely. Weapon with the cross out.
Though.
That throw out, I feel like that throw out might have wanted to be up towards potentially health pack, since Solace was holding it down here at mid-court. Viper will get pressured back. Grifbeast getting taken care of by Solace. Solace is taking up so much time. Viper will finally take care of him as he gets traded by Lux. And we've got both teams here right around mid-court as Weapon is taking control of the ball. That's an overkill from Lux. Can he make it a kill tack? Looks like he's going to get pressured back, and we're just going to be settling in here. 3 minutes 50 into this round. But he finds space. Spank, that's 3 dead. That's 4 dead. Lux is at the plate, and the pass in. The just little lob over from his little brother Weapon, and that's going to be a 2-1 scoreline for like Clockwork. If the Spank's Life coaches do not lock it down soon, like Clockwork are going to take advantage.
Yeah, like Clockwork's picking up speed, and they're playing fast and loose and how they need to play. But they lost tip off.
And Scullin with a pro run. He's running it in, but he hesitates. If he goes for the punch there, that could have been a score. The punch and dash would have worked, but he instead dashed and couldn't get the punch off. That's a turnover. That should have been a goal. Lux is a free man. That is a pass play here as ends up getting the trade. Fantastic release play there by Scullin, managing to get the kill, and the ball will get turned over in similar fashion. Both teams are just playing way too fast.
Yeah, well, I said whoever plays fast might win it, but not if both teams are playing fast. This is way too chaotic.
Absolutely, my God. I'm going to try and spend some time here talking about stats, but I have a feeling as soon as I say the word stats, they're going to get a triple kill and something's going to happen. But while we're at a potential stop here, Lux at a positive 21, holding it together as a fantastic tank. Scullin on the other side being that other captain, plus 22. Spank is negative 20. Meanwhile, Viper is barely positive at a plus 2, and Grifbeast is holding it down 24 and 37 as the rookie ball carrier who's made a handful of mistakes this series so far. It's not surprising to see that negative scoreline. Meanwhile, Rain is staying just slightly negative, same with Solace, as Spank's Life coaches is in a full tilt push. Lux is here trying to stop the ball carrier, and he will get it with the sword, and Lux will not be taken care of by Scullin. That's a turnover. The legend himself, Lux, is again taking the team on his back and finding space, but
he's just throwing it away, trying to be pretty.
What is he doing? My God, these players are getting way too hype, way too hypey, and you have to think with all the trash talk that was said earlier on, with all the blows that were traded, there's a lot of ego in these players.
Yeah, I don't know what's happened. I think Lux is trying to style at this point.
I would be inclined to agree as the SLC lineup is getting pushed into the corner here. Grifby's trying to hold on to the ball. He will toss it out to make sure it's not a turnover at the plate. Double kill by Solus gets traded by Spank. Rain and Spank at the plate, but they will end up with the trade. Wevin trying to find a hero play that'll turn over the ball on the SLC side, but it will not happen. Skullen clutching it up as the main tank there right in front of Grifby's. Grifby's now taking control of the ball. Viper trying to play out to the flank here. Again, Wevin's the one having to mark him. Solus being a second player. That's giving Grifby's plenty of space here to just hang out at mid-court waiting for his respawning tanks as Viper again is now against Solus instead of Wevin. Wevin being put on the main tanking line.
Yeah, I'd like this matchup over here for Viper better than Wevin.
Absolutely. If you're like CLockwork and you want to win, I completely agree. It looks like it's going to be a 2v1 scenario here. Viper does get Wevin, but will get traded by Solus, so that play ends up dying there on the far side of the court. Rain and Solus trying to play contain on the ball carrier. Lux running rough shot in the back line. Solus gets killed by Skullen. Skullen is looking for Rain. Spank is looking for Lux. Lux gets killed, and that's going to be multiple kills here by the Like CLockwork lineup, reducing the number of Spank Sub coaches lineup. But again, with the blocked spawns, the entire lineup spawns on that side of the court where the ball is respawning. Again, Like CLockwork need to be playing smarter with these respawns and blocking certain spawns, because so far, every single time we're seeing the ball on one side of the court, Like CLockwork is sitting on the other one, making the entire SLC lineup spawn right where they want to be.
Yeah, at this point, I think SLC needs to call for Viper to play with the tanking line, which I think is what's happening.
I
need to stop
do
the
agree with
flank.
that. I do agree that they need to fall into this secondary lineup, and this is something that with this team, this is something that they do, where if one thing isn't working, you're gonna cycle into this alternate play style where you kind of just play a little bit more standard front to back with your tanking line. Lux here trying to play a little bit cute there with the sword, ends up switching back to the hammer, as now we've got both lineups here just jockeying for position here at mid-court.
Runner's alone.
Runner is alone. Good punch by Grifbeast, holding onto the ball there. Solus being taken care of. Again, it got them a goal last time to get them to a 2-1. Solus is going to continue doing that as long as it keeps working. Grifbeast getting the punch. Reduction play here as everyone is dead on both lines. Respawning. Viper is playing on that far side, but the tanking line is coming to him. Oh my god, the turnover, but it ends up being good protection by the Spank Live coaches lineup. I have to imagine, considering how quick they were on taking care of Lux, the team might be losing a little bit of faith in their ball carrier. But Viper is released on the side. That's going to be a potential pathway, but there's respawns from this Like CLockwork lineup as there's multiple respawns. Double kill from Spank, and that's how you completely stuff out the fire that is Like CLockwork. And this one's current up aces for the Spank Live coaches lineup. 2-2 is the scoreline.
That's what we want to see from SLC. There was no need to throw that. Play your game. Tank it in.
I can hear it from here. Skullen saying, don't pass, don't pass, don't pass. Like, just play it slow, play it smart. Solus does not take the ball, and ends up being another trade. We got both. Oh my god, Lux with a fantastic play against the opponent captain, and it's going to be a ball into Like CLockwork. They win that kickoff. After chaos at the center plate.
Lux is free.
Lux is free. Spank and Skullen trying to play blocking against Wevin. Solus trying to play a second tank here as the SLC lineup has respawned. Could have been a fast play if the respawns didn't come in faster. That's going to end up being a reductive play here, as it is two people from Like CLockwork. Trades out the tank, and it's going to end up being Wevin pushed back to mid-court. We are resetting this play.
Yeah, do we know if Wevin plays M&K or does he play controller?
I am unsure about that one. I kind of default to people playing mouse and keyboard unless I hear otherwise. One thing I can double check here is I believe most players end up marking this in the Discord. So let me see if I can find his information here.
We got a pass to play from Solus.
Holy! I turned away for 1 second.
Yep.
Thank you for calling that out. I'm sure everyone on the broadcast saw that, but I sure as hell didn't. Fantastic score from the Like CLockwork lineup. Did Solus just get released and it was a free goal?
No, it was the costly betrayals from SLC like usual.
Oh,
them beating themselves up. Skullen killed Snipes. Snipes died, or Skullen died immediately. Solus was free, unbound to the goal.
Multiple kills here by the SLC lineup. They're trying to fire back in. By the way, Skullen is at a plus 30. Meanwhile, Lux is at it looks like a plus 22. I believe that is. So both of the coaches are being the clutch tanks right now, getting the majority of the kills. Meanwhile, most of the rest of both lineups are negative. And so you end up seeing where you've got kind of hero plays from the two captains feeling like they have to take everything on their shoulders. And meanwhile, the other three members are just reeling as the ball gets tossed out to the far side here, high into the air. Grifball picks up the ball, but it turns over to Salas, and that's going to be a reductive play. That's the play. Will he stop? No, he will not. And that's going to be now, I believe, is that a 3-3 or is that 4-2? That's 4-2 for the CLockwork lineup. We are on game point here in game 1. Things are looking bleak for the Spanx Life coaches lineup if they cannot find a way to stop this team.
These moonballs that they are throwing are just costly. They need to stop throwing it high. That gave Solace plenty of time to tank into that ball.
Absolutely. I mean, the problem is, this is one thing that was being identified by the Spanx Life coachless lineup and anyone that knows this team. Lux has fantastic ball IQ. You're trying to keep the turnover as there's a kill at the plate, and Lux is a free man here as Viper has the sword out. Again, don't make that mistake with the sword. Lux almost pushes Scullen over the plate with his own body, but it will not happen, and the ball is right back in the Spanx Life coach's lineup as Scullen is holding on to the ball, waiting for Grifball to respawn. At some point, is Spanx Life coaches going to change their play style, or are they just going to eventually make it work?
At this point, we're seeing them default back to the Viper on around play, and I don't like that because right now you're giving up too much ground.
This is one thing that I've identified with a number of teams is when their designated ball carrier doesn't have the ball, like say when Scullen picks up the ball after a blown play, as the ball is out here to Scullen. He's going to be pressing up towards front court here. He gets the punch. He gets the second punch. Fantastic play from the coach of Spanx Life coaches, finding space here on the far side. Lux ends up forcing him back, but Grifbeast and Spank are here. Grifbeast gets traded by Solace. Spank is going in for the Kool-Aid Man dash, gets a double kill on Weven and Rain. Lux takes care of Scullen at midcourt. Silent Viper will take care of Lux, and we are just trading back and forth. But what I was saying here was that basically, I don't even remember what I was saying, if I'm honest. Oh, when the ball ends up not in Grifbeast's hands, whoever picks up the ball doesn't throw it back to where Grifbeast's respawning and then take space. They wait. And when they wait, they don't take space and give space to the other team. And that's not just Spanx Life coaches. Multiple teams make this mistake. Again, another moon ball towards half court as Rain is forced back, and this time it will work out with Scullen taking control of the ball. Spank taking care of Weven, putting him on respawns. Maybe if you left Weven alive, this might have been a good fast play, but instead it's going to be a 4v4. Grifby's still alive here. I think you should have turned on Weven there rather than going for Rain if you wanted Spanx Life coaches to find some space there. But again, this is showing that more novice play, that more kind of not beginner but amateur play from the less seasoned tank of the four members on Spanx Life coaches as they are trying to find space here. Like you said, Viper playing on the far flank here, gets Solace. He's now playing against Weven. That's not where you want to be if you're Spanx, or if you are like CLockwork. That's where you want to be if you're Spanx Life coaches. And Viper just beats Weven with a stick. He's coming into the plate here on the far side. He is standing at the plate, splitting the pressure, splitting the time for like CLockwork and making it difficult. Meanwhile, Grifbeast is being pressured away. Viper ends up doesn't get killed actually. Grifbeast gets overpressured, forces the ball all the way back. The entire Spanx Life coach's tanking line is trying to keep the space, but their tanking line will get killed. Lux is relegated to the far side, takes care of Scullen. If they could find some kills here on the front side, it would be an easy play, but they just can't find space, as now Lux is going to be putting the pressure on. Ball gets tossed out to Scullen, as now Scullen is going to probably find some space here before tossing it right back over to a respawning Grifbeast at half court.
Yeah, I think right now SLC is just shook. They're not playing like themselves at all. This was not the team that played me 2 days ago.
No, I completely agree. I hate to say it. Is it the cat? But that's a double kill from the Spanx Life coaches lineup. Make that a triple, as Grifbeast has a potential opening, but they just are not far enough up the court to put that pressure on the respawners, and we are right back to it with 4v4.
Yeah, maybe that's why Spank. What is he negative right now?
He is negative, he's nearly negative 20. He's negative 18. He's negative 18, positive 4 from Viper. Ball gets turned over right on the SLC line. Multiple kills, multiple trades. Ball will get picked right back up by Grifbeast. Fantastic stand by Spanx Life coaches. But again, we're seeing all these uncharacteristic mistakes from a team that in playoffs looked nothing like this.
Yeah, this is early SLC. This is what we're seeing right now.
I completely
This is how they lost to NCOT and all that. This is how they played.
Absolutely. How far are we into this round? We're about 4 minutes and 30 seconds into the round now, as again, we're seeing long rounds, but that's a triple kill unanswered by Like Clockwork. They get full respawns here as Viper goes in for the trade. Spank gets it to the plate. We're looking at a pass play to Spank, and it will be passed, and that's going to be a score for 3. Now Spank's head coach is striking back in game 1.
That was the SLC we know and love.
They found a weakness, they took care of business, and then after getting those first kills, they converted it into secondary kills and a released man on the plate. As Spank's head coaches are going to try and find more space, Solace does take care of Scullin, but the ball does not get picked up. Ball will be in the Like Clockwork lineup's hands as Rain will temporarily hold on to the ball, but he gives up the space. You see that running back to toss it to Weven rather than just throwing it from mid-court, and we'll see if that ends up costing them as Solace is released at the plate.
Scullin with a beautiful pick.
Scullin just picks it off with a completely unforced error from Like Clockwork as Scullin takes, again, we've seen it from the captains this whole game. They take the team, they put them on their back and say no to the opponent. Finally now, like Clockwork trying to put pressure on, Lux is trying to get him with the sword. The punch will take care of business. Weapons gets taken care of, Rain gets taken care of, and meanwhile Solid gets taken care of. No one's dead on these Spank's Life Coaches lineup as Viper is a pass man past Rain, takes care of Rain. Weapon is taken care of by Spank, and there's gonna be heavy pressure here. Lux is dead. That's gonna be Solace alone with the ball carrier. If Solace was killed by Spank, that is a score. But instead, Solace is gonna be playing interference and force that play to completely fizzle.
But we're seeing SOC tank the way we know they should now. Like, they've cooled down.
Absolutely.
They're getting their shit done.
Absolutely, yes. Rain and Weven are here. A back-footed pass that manages to get over the plate. We saw that cost SLC big time in their last series, but this time won't cost them anything as Like Clockwork was not ready. Silent Viper's trying to stay alive. Does not die to Lux, but Solace will get the kill. And at the plate, the respawn by Spank will not end up paying it dividends, and it is 5-3. This game is over. It's a 1-0 score in series match score for the Like Clockwork lineup. We are going to game 2, where Spank's Life Coaches, they got to get their head on straight.
They need a pep talk. Right now, Shrek, if you have the ability, jump in that VC and hype them boys up because they need it. They need it bad.
They need anything they can get right now. That's for damn sure. Oh my god.
Let's look at these stats.
Let's look at these stats. My god. Back and
The
forth.
captain's showing up.
Captains going off. Meanwhile, the rookies both negative 30 plus, and they're the ball carriers. So no wonder there was so many turnovers. Meanwhile, Rain barely negative at a -5, and Solace basically even. Meanwhile, on the far side, like you said, Scullin with a +31, Viper with a +7, and Spank, -15. He was starting to claw back the negative he had dug himself into. It just took too long. It just took too freaking long for them to be able to dig themselves out of the hole that they buried themselves in. My God.
That neg 15 from Spank hurts. I don't know if it's the cat. I don't know, but that's rough. We expect the runners, both the rookies, to go this negative, but Spank going that negative, that hurts. I want to say, for Like Clockwork, Solace put in work in intangibles that game. Getting the stop for the goal. Getting the hammer stop before the goal. Like, woo-wee.
Say that again?
Oh, I said Solace put in the intangible work that game. With the stop on plate, the stop for a score at the end there.
The stop on plate, and there were 2 clutch Solace turnovers that one of which resulted in an instant score, and another one that I'm pretty sure he was part of that pass play, right? The one that I missed. So
yes.
That's the difference. That's the game.
Honestly,
that's the whole game.
If Scullin doesn't pick that ball when he did, that was another score to or Solace right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Solace was wide open. They need an answer for Solace, and they need it now.
Absolutely.
Because right now he's doing everything that Lux isn't doing because they're focused on killing Lux.
Absolutely. My God.
Grippy's still with a 20 average life. Like they he maintained good possession.
Yeah.
They were just getting beat.
His tanking line did not hold up. That's the problem. The tanking line did not hold up. I mean, it was a 30-minute game. That was a good length game. Spank Life coaches had opportunities and just did not take advantage of them. So you end up with this weird middle ground, like you said, what we saw throughout. I mean, Grifbeast averaged the highest average lifetime at 21 seconds. He was doing that the whole season. The problem was the tanking line wouldn't hold up. The tanking line was not on the same page. The tanking line was not finding the wins where they needed it. And we're seeing, like you said, what we saw from Spanx Life coaches in the early parts of the season, and we only saw a change coming into playoffs, coming into the last game of the season, last game of the regular season, and into the playoffs. If we don't see a return to form like what we saw when they played against Zero Logic and right when they were coming off of regular season, this is lights out 2-0. I don't see this coming back unless we see a completely different roster coming in.
Their big thing is they didn't answer to Solace. Quit double teaming Lux. Let Lux do Lux things.
Absolutely. No, I completely agree.
If you have Solace, as he stated in chat, with 4 goals, something's wrong. Because he's not tanking it. He is the person getting the goal. So he is making the plays, the 1v1s on the plate, the stops on plate. It's bad.
Absolutely.
If we don't see a change there, this is lights out.
Yeah. I mean, if we it's again, we saw what really worked for this team is when Scullin was not trying to do everything, was not going positive 30, positive 40, at one time positive 80. Like when you're not putting everything on Scullin, this team hums because the tanks are spreading the work. When Scullin has to do everything, he's getting outflanked, he's getting out team tanked, and he's getting overwhelmed, and there's nothing he can do when he's 1v3.
Yeah,
so
no.
We'll have to see what happens.
We need to see something.
Absolutely.
I think we're jumping in. Game 2.
Yep.
Let's see if
Scullin is readied up, Lux is readied up, and it looks like we are going to get started here as the lineup is going in to game 2 here. Spanx Life coaches versus the CLockwork lineup. Like we said, it's do or die. It's elimination on the line. CLockwork could make it lights out and pull the plug on Spanx Life coaches, put that team to bed, and head into the championship game coming up later another time this week. Or Spanx Life coaches can fight us back and bring us to the first game 3 of the playoffs. Let's find out here in game 2.
Let's see if CLockwork stays hot and gets this tip.
Absolutely.
Because that's going to be a big game changer if they do.
Absolutely. Spanx Life coaches could make a big statement here with a fight back, but it will only time will tell. Let's see what they do on the court.
I'm seeing from Shrek that Spank's mind has been reset. He's back locked in.
For the sake of the entertainment value of this entire stream, I hope so. I want us to go to a game 3. Meanwhile, okay, multiple trades here at the plate, and Viper will not get that ball back, ends up forcing it back into CLockwork's lineup, as Lux will now hold on to the ball. Grifbeast versus Lux is not necessarily the trade you want. Rain getting taken care of by Viper, and Solace getting taken care of by Spank. Ball gets tossed back to Wevin as Lux is trying to play here against Grifbeast with a fantastic sword, forcing the double sword against Rain, ends up not going anywhere. Trades right in front of Wevin as multiple are dead. Yep, Wevin looking for the pass out here, but he has no one to pass to. Unfortunately, the pass out will not get forced. Grifbeast will get taken care of by Solace, and CLockwork are orchestrating a push here on the far side.
I'm shocked that Wevin didn't throw that early like he has been all season.
That's where you can tell that coaching from his older brother Lux is coming in. They are warming up. Wevin is getting a little bit more comfortable. They've got a game win under their belt. They've got a buffer here where he doesn't have to play panicked. He can play smart. He can play slow, and they can end up playing smart going into this Spanx Life coaches lineup in game 2. As Spank and Scullin are looking for some space here, there'll be a trade there, which I think kind of technically was a betrayal, but it's not a big importance as Rain will get pressured out by Viper. That ball does not get turned over. Fantastic punch by Wevin as Lux will take care of Grifbeast. Heavy force push here onto the one side by Health Pack as Wevin is right in front of Rain. Rain takes care of the front line there, taking care of Grifbeast. Wevin trying to find space. Multiple takes it. Double kill by Rain, but the ball gets forced back. Fantastic pressure by Silent Viper to hold on to the push, and fantastic double kill by Rain, making it very difficult for Spanx Life coach to actually retake the space.
Yeah, Rain did a great job of being there. But having, I'm not sure, was it Viper who got around and caused the turnover? That was bad. Ray needed to play him a little bit more.
Playing some serious contain here. Grifbeast is looking for the sword. Lux will get taken care of. That's a moonball out towards Viper, but Viper will get killed. Spank is trying to put pressure on a potential ball carrier. Will not end up working out. The full tanking line. Here we see what we want to see out of a tanking line. They know Weaven's going to get it on respawn. They know there's no one pressing the ball. They full press, but meanwhile the entire tanking line has to give him the kudos. Gets completely overplayed. As the Space Life coaches lineup, Lux overplays his hand. Solace takes care of Skull, and Solace is gone. Rain is now a passed man as Grifbeast will take care of him. That's a throw out to the far side as Solace is respawning. Grifbeast trying to put the pressure on Solace as Solace will take care of the ball for now. Looking for a pass back out. Death's at the plate for Like Clockwork. Like Clockwork is scrambling as Weaven has the ball here. Weaven might turn it over, and he does. Grifbeast is a release man, but he will not throw it, and instead turns it right back over to Rain. Near pandemonium.
That needed to be thrown back.
That needed to be thrown
back.
That is stars in the eyes. He wanted to get the score there, and it ends up costing that turnover for the Spank Life coaches. And instead, Weaven will be right back to holding on to the ball here.
Yeah, you're giving Like Clockwork way too much possession time right now by letting that not throw back. That's just bad.
Weaven getting a little bit cornered here as Lux is trying to find some space. Both tanks are dead. Weaven's overhead, trying to do too much. He boosts into the air and just dies because of that lockout. Grifbeast's going to take the ball here. As Spank Life coaches are trying to play a fast play here. Get a kill onto Rain, but they lose two of their tanks trying to do it. Make that 3. That throw was not what the doctor ordered. It's right at health pack, but Rain is the only man there. They are probably going to take care of that. Grifbeast gets betrayed by Skull to secure the kill, and the ball will be right back in Spank Life coach's lineup. My God, these nerves are unending from the Spank Life coach's lineup as Grifbeast again is tunneling on the ball and not focusing on tanking out the tanks here at the one side of the court here for Spank Life coaches. Grifbeast getting that kill onto Solace. Finally, Skull will toss the ball back, and Spank Life coaches can maybe breathe a sigh of relief as maybe they can find some space.
Yeah, him just as soon as he loses ball, running to Skullin and just hugging him, waiting for the ball when there's tanks on plate. That's just rookie early. You shouldn't be doing that if you're in playoffs at this point.
No, you shouldn't. Even if you're the 6th seed, you are in semifinals. You are 2 series away from winning the entire thing. You gotta be locked in here. This is not working out if you guys are gonna just be playing fast, loose, and uncontrolled, and the ball will get tossed out by Grifbeast out to Skullin. Skullin now trying to take some space here. Grifbeast kind of next to Spank here, and again this tanking line feels a little bit claustrophobic, feels a little bit cornered, even when they're trying to find pressure pushes.
Yeah, we're seeing Like Clockwork just take advantage of Grifbeast having nerves right now, like putting him in pressure situations, making the turnovers count. It's not looking good unless someone gets in his head and resets him too. We need a Spank reset. We need a Grifbeast reset right now because this is bad.
Absolutely.
Because we're just seeing nice played, controlled. Like this is a perfect defensive lineup for Like Clockwork. Each tank has a man, and then you have a free whoever's playing run, and just SLC's not getting past that lineup right now. They're making a push now, which is good.
Yeah,
we like to see that.
This is pretty good pressure. You would have, when Lux committed onto Viper, he should have. Oh my God, that's an aggressive pass play. That's very late, but it will pay out. That was a chaotic play, way more chaotic than it should have been. Grifbeast could have just followed Skullin in when Lux committed onto Viper. You end up with a 2-man pressure onto the plate, and that does not need to be nearly as scuffed as it looked. We're at 1-0, but man, it feels like that they are just forcing every play in the wrong ways.
Yep, that's exactly what's happening.
As I say that, though, fantastic kickoff from the Spank Life coaches.
They finally get a good tip-off that they are known to do.
Absolutely. This is what they were known for. They rarely lose kickoffs, and it basically was whether or not you could force turnovers. And so far, Like Clockwork, we're basically saying bet and getting both the kickoffs and the turnovers when it mattered. Meanwhile, Spank Life coaches, it looks like that we're starting to see a little bit of revitalization in this roster.
Yeah, we're starting to see them. Them, honestly, right now, they're just not playing Viper well at all. I don't know why they left him alone and 3 people went after the runner, leaving Lux on respawn to deal with it.
Absolutely. There was a play there with Lux dead. That could have been early pass to Viper for Viper to score the ball. But the thing is, a lot of people know this, like CLockwork knows this, and Spank coaches know this, is that we've really never seen them play a pass play to Viper. Viper plays the flank, but he never gets the ball passed to him. It is always Viper's finding space, Viper's giving you time, but you're never going to pass the ball to him.
Yeah, well, we might need to see a change if they keep leaving him wide open on play.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, Spank's Life coaches are here at mid-court. That was again, this team is just not coordinated. They don't know what they want to do when they get to mid-court there. Scullin wanted to give the ball to Grifbeast. Grifbeast thought Scullin wasn't giving him the ball, and so Scullin gets the ball back, and Grifbeast gets killed for free. So now you just kind of get into this stalled lineup here, where Grifbeast is trying to find pressure, trying to play aggressive, but there's just no space to do so.
No one is taking up space right now on SLC at all.
No, look at Scullin. He's getting pushed back by Weven and Rain. This guy should be taking care of these guys. He shouldn't be playing 90 feet away from them. The aggressive play that we're expecting from these guys is just not coming. But Viper does find that space there on Solace. But he's all alone, 1v3. If Weven doesn't get the kill there, Lux will. Spank ends up throwing his life away by dashing into the enemy team. Critical error that you shouldn't be doing if you're a playoff caliber team.
Yeah, they're still also not finding a good solution to Solace. Solace has been on, like, wrapping mid behind runner, and then either trading a tank that has to come back for him, or just holding pressure.
Absolutely. And we're just seeing trades on trades on trades as both teams are kind of lining up here. Scullin ends up being, I guess, a de facto flanker, but he ends up dying deep in the enemy line. Lux playing
like, Scullin took space there, like he needed to, but having your two tanks on respawn, it's rough.
Yeah, there's just nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do when you're desynced like this. If you get a pass man or a deep play and your ball can't push, it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter if you kill everyone that's on respawns. He's still got two guys in front of him, and he can't do anything about it. As Weven is trying to pressure with the sword, God knows what he thinks he's going to do with that sword as a lone man 1v4. But now Spank's Life Coach is trying to find some space here on the right side. Scullin taking up so much space. Spank with a very costly betrayal, but we might see a very rare Viper and Spank play as they're trying to press it in, but Spank will toss it right back out.
That betrayal cost them a goal. They score, Spank does not betray runner.
Absolutely, I completely agree. Solace, fantastic sword play against Scullin, and the play is completely blown dead here as Grifbeast is in a 1v3 scenario. You've got to throw it out if you're going to have 3 swords against you. Ball is in like CLockwork's hands, and I just don't see a world where Spank's Life coaches are going to win this one.
No, not unless something happens and they just fully reset and switch up.
Lux is released. Lux is alone with that. Looks like 2 respawners. Make that 3. Scullin is alone, just keeping Weven contained, making so that a pass play can't happen. Viper will get outplayed by Lux again. Lux playing against the captain Scullin for Spank's Life coaches as the ball is being pressed here to the plate. Solace is alone. Viper is alone here at the plate, and it's a plate stop. Fantastic hold by Viper as he is just keeping the ball at arm's length for as long as possible. Enough time for Scullin to take care of business and get right back to the plate. Viper is 1v1 here going against Lux as he collapses back to the main tanking line.
Yeah. That play from like CLockwork was, we have a 1-game lead, let's just go for it. Because normally they would have been calling for a throwback as soon as the tank died. But
Viper just outplaying Lux here. We've got pressure, but they don't have Spank. They don't have their main man tank. Meanwhile, Rain and Weven getting taken care of. Solace ends up killing, and you're looking for a potential pass play, but it's too late on the call if you're going to do it now. But again, with Lux and Solace standing in front of the ball, you're never passing that to plate.
No, there's no point in throwing that. It's going to be picked or deflected.
Absolutely. Viper doing everything he can, getting the kills. He's plus 12 right now into the game right now. Scullin positive 10. Spank, again, notably negative 15 after that last death. We're seeing a little bit more spreading of the kills between 2 of the tanks, but Spank has yet to turn on in this series.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm saying the cat's got to be in his head at this point. There's no way it's not.
It's the only way that makes sense for why Spank specifically would be off. And it may sound weird to people, but I don't own pets myself, but I understand that any little thing when you're a pet owner could definitely get into your head.
All right, especially with cats, they're so frail.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, just a turnover. Solace with another clutch play. Spank going way overhead and taking care of tanking lines. Weven's alone at the plate, taking care of Spank, but Spank takes care of Weven, and that pressure pushes all the way back as Solace will toss it right back to Weven, and we are reset on this patch.
But again, no answer for Solace still at this point. Solace
Still
is
no
having
answer.
his way.
Still no answer. I absolutely agree. He may be -5 right now, but that does not matter. He is positive in our hearts. Meanwhile, Weven will get overpowered. Spank's Life Coaches with a sign of life here on the pressure. Spank dropping the ball for Grifbeast, but all of the other tanks dying. Again, Spank's Life Coaches, when they get the ball, their tanks don't get to push because they're all dead. We need to find Spank's Life Coaches finding space. Spank with a fantastic reload kill there on Rain, giving a little bit of a release valve on that pressure as Solace again is just taking so much space and so much pressure. Basically, Solace is doing what Spank's Life Coaches want Viper to do, which is to pull pressure. And it's just not happening for Spank's Life Coaches.
Apparently, Shrek, Cheeto or one of the other cats threw up right before game, and that's what happened.
Oh my god, Grifby's barely making it out. Lux is putting pressure with the sword. Quick toss out to the main lineup there in mid-court. Scullin is going to back up for the ball. I don't know. Part of me would have wanted the tanking line to trust in themselves, push forward, leave the ball on the ground for Grifby's to pick up, but instead they play this weird style, end up actually clearing off the entire side of their side. Great tanking from Spank and Silent Viper as they're pressing in, but Rain will take care of Spank, and again, this push is neutered.
Again, Solace, damage on the runners, damage on the runner, damage on the runner.
The runner just never gets to breathe. The runner never gets to think. He never gets to play kind of an aggressive style. Rain somehow not dying to Viper there, as again this push is kind of stalled out here at mid-court as two tanks, one tank on each side will get traded. Multiple tanks getting traded. Viper winning out on Rain, but unfortunately the mid-court did not win, but Viper will get the win onto Lux's sword. Viper matched up against Weven here. Rain and Lux in the center. Rain getting taken care of. Lux's sword is alone with the ball, and it looks like it won't pan out. Spank and Viper we're at the plate. Solace is unbeaten by the Spank's Life Coaches lineup as the ball will get tossed out to Lux. Lux playing a fast play with a pass play right up to health pack as Spank and Scullin are putting the pressure on. That is a hammer stop, 50-50 as Rain will go for the ball here. Viper going for the kill, but will not get the interception. Ball is tossed all the way back for Weven to pick up.
Yeah, no. Solace is MVP of this matchup so far.
Yeah, this is beyond fantastic play. Weven deciding to take a diplomatic choice there, tossing the ball.
You have to throw it out there. It's too risky to throw it across.
You're up by one. Do not make any unforced errors. You're going to take some conservative plays every once in a while. Viper completely unmatched right now. He is alone at the plate with one respawner on Like Clockwork, but Lux has the eyes. He knows. Meanwhile, everyone is dead for Like Clockwork. This is multiple respawners. Viper gets one. He gets two. Spank gets a third. And the ball will just walk it right in as Spank's Life Coaches do what we saw them do 10 times against Zero Logic. This is what we need to see from this lineup if they're going to continue to push us to game
Leaving
3.
Viper unchecked. Yet again, Lux needs to just go back and kill him. Don't play pick. Just
yeah,
kill him.
absolutely. You got to trust in your tanking line. They've been playing fantastic this whole series. Meanwhile, Scullin is just going up with his tanking line. Multiple dead for Like Clockwork. Grifbeast is unmatched. Does not get onto Lux if he kills Lux there. That's a score to the plate, even though there's respawners from Like Clockwork. Meanwhile, Scullin, again, yielding space. He needs to throw the ball back to Grifbeast, not walk half the court back to give it to him by hand.
Yeah, but against this team in particular, that's risky because the way Solace is playing, he could undercut and just go right to Grifbeast on plate and sort him if he's not prepared.
Maybe, but in many of these scenarios, Like Clockwork's just not there for the interception or for the fast play. It ends up giving up so much space. It's just because it's what they keep doing, and I'm looking for things for SLC to change. But I do agree with you. Solace is having his way with this team, so it's hard to say if making that change is a good thing or not. Weven getting an outplay. Spank taking care of Weven. Lux is behind. Lux is in between the two players, and Scullin will take that betrayal to make sure that the ball is secured under Spank's Like Coach's lineup. Grifby's respawning, taking the ball. Multiple kills here. Not many trades. That's two respawners for Like Clockwork. Lux not getting the trade on Spank, but what is that? Silent Viper getting taken care of by Rain. Scullin taking care of Rain. Meanwhile, Solace is just being pressured here by Scullin. Spank's Life Coaches are looking a lot different than they did in Game 1, and if they keep this up, we're going to be at a 3-0 scoreline very quickly.
Yeah, this is the SLC we know. They're playing slow, a slugfest. They're letting Grifbeast get the punches that we know he can get instead of just like coming back and helping him, losing space.
there. Scullin knowing Solace isn't going for the trade. He's trying to get by for the ball. So Scullin leaning into that hammer, taking care of Solace because he knows that Solace, he's not fighting Scullin. He's trying to get to the ball. So we're seeing some adaptation from the SLC lineup, which is exactly what we need to see for this series to go longer. Getting pressured here into the corner. Rain getting traded at the plate. Multiple dead. Like Clockwork trying to go for that ball. The Lux was trying to go for a big aerial grab. Does not pan out. 3 dead as Rain gets pressed all the way back to mid-court. Viper playing against Rain here. Lux playing on the main tanking line. Solace having to collapse in as Rain takes care of business, but Solace gets traded right back. Spank is here right against Rain. Rain will just straight up win that one, and that's going to neuter this push as it looks like Rain and Scullin will get traded out, and we are pressing SLC right back into the far side of the court here as they are getting a little bit contained. You're going to need to see a kill or two here if Spank's Life coaches are not going to have to do a throw out.
Yeah, I wouldn't see anywhere where they're not saying 1 kill. We need 1 kill at this point. You're throwing it free to
that toss out is a bad timing on that, as Lux will take the ball and toss it right back out. Was that a triple betrayal? Everyone on the Spank's Live coaches lineup, and Solid is running roughshod with a triple kill. Viper dashes past the ball, and that's gonna be, what is that, a 2-1 scoreline? As immediately, like Clockwork, strike as a very, very bad unforced error causes the entire Spank's Live coaches lineup into shambles. As soon as we're giving them their flowers, they toss them into the ground and spit on them. Spank's Live coaches need to fight back and not be turning tail here.
Yeah, that's gonna tilt somebody. That triple betrayal is gonna. Ooh.
I gotta say, the fact it turned into a quick score is the biggest tilter of them all. If it didn't end up being a fast score, I think it might be mental resettable. But here, unless they start scoring and they get this game back, God, that one is a tilter, just like you're saying.
Yeah, that's a tilter. You have that happen, and then Solace just cleans up on plate.
Oh my God. It's Solace versus the world right now, and the world is Spank's Life coaches. Multiple trades, multiple kills. Lux is alone with the ball carrier, but Scullin is there to protect. And that's going to be the ball staying in Spank's Life coaches lineup, as Spank will find the kill on Rain, who kills Silent Viper. Trades from Solace and Scullin. We are trading back and forth. The
Weapon getting double kills like that, it's cooked.
Yeah, it's cooked if Weapon is outplaying you, because not to say that he's a bad player, but he is certainly not the best on the Like Clockwork line. Double kill from Viper, releasing some pressure and forcing Lux back as Scullin will take care of Lux. Weapon getting taken care of by Scullin. Scullin is deciding, I don't care if you're Lux, I don't care if you're Weapon, we are getting these goals. Multiple kills by the Spank's Life coaches lineup as they take up shop here on the one side of the field. But as I say that, again, they get pressed right back onto their side of the court. And they just can't find consistent pressure as Solace and Weapon will get killed.
Yeah, we're seeing this 3-man tanking lineup finally start to do what they're doing best. They're not sending Viper around, even though it's worked this game already. But they need to just stick to that. Tank them into the ground.
I had forgotten. I forgotten about a key resource that we wanted to take care of in this game. Let's go in for a listen in with Spank's Life coaches to hear how this team is going to bounce back in Game 2.
Got 2.
Skills. Taking wall. You can't be in front.
Got
of
1
me
fag,
like these.
2 fags,
There you go.
3
Good
fags,
Spank.
all fags dead. There you go.
Spank. Top.
Yeah, Spank, stop.
Why? Oh,
Because they're,
Right.
yeah.
2 dead.
Coming up. It's just Viper and Beast. Don't get trapped by
Back,
yourself,
back,
Beast.
back,
Come back.
I'm swinging right. I'm just gonna stand. I'm treeing. Oh, I'm bad. I'm just bad. Fucking chase me.
Sword.
Oh my God, baited it.
Good job, Beast. Traded Rain.
I'm just gonna hold Lux here. He's just gonna fucking stand there. Weave.
Oh my God, I thought you had that.
I thought it
Trusted me.
Come on, Beast. I'll hold Beardy throw here.
That doesn't make any sense. Walks right through my fucking hammer.
Nice trade.
Got one.
One on runner right now in corner.
Nice punch.
punch.
Lux has no thrust. as of right now.
Yes, thrust now. Nice double. I'm chasing you.
Oh, crash the
I'm
planes.
swinging
Crash
right.
the planes. Traded Lux.
Yellow!
up.
I'm not. Oh, dude, I thought I had a double right there,
Runner.
man. Bro, I had it lined up. Nice
So
kill.
over here.
I'm filling in mid, or I can fill in right.
My gosh, should have waited. Fucking stupid.
Oh fuck.
Are you good?
Staying alive, staying alive.
Man,
Back up, back up, back up.
Dude,
Trade
God.
it.
Rain is so fucking gay.
Throw it, throw it.
Fuck out of here.
I'm leaving Lux corner. I'm leaving Lux
I don't know
corner.
how the fuck they just
I'm
lived
going
through all
up
this
for
shit.
You need it across.
Just keep going, keep going.
I didn't pay attention
Beast
to my
ticket.
radar.
Oh fuck. I baited you so bad. Shit.
Dude, I'm getting team tanked.
Balls up right. They're all 4 on your left side.
Yep.
Push up. I'm going up right now. Just make
There's
it
one gay.
You need this ASAP beast. Here, 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 here.
Oh, I thought I had a double. That's tough.
Oh, shit.
Traded.
Oh fuck.
I thought shit. Nice trade. Your last
Right
sub
side.
here.
I got Lux, I got Lux.
There's one shot.
Fucking sniped me, dude. Nice.
Nice,
God,
beast,
good
nice.
shit.
Alright, stick together.
I got your left snipes.
Traded.
They're all just gonna stand
Get
there.
out of there.
Fucking faggots, bro.
Lux has no cross middle. Lux is behind you. Lux is
Traded.
behind.
Yep,
Throw
gotta
it.
throw it.
Oh,
Oh!
you're good, Nice escape. Go right. Go right.
Nice refrag.
I don't know.
Refrags in.
I'm just gonna hold mid here while they stand there like little fucking
Yeah,
queers.
Rain is just
My
standing
God,
still,
bro.
bro.
I think him and Love standing there, fucking queer. Nice refrag, bro. Watch out for Solace.
If I have to, I will bait that to where we could take.
All right, so had a little bit of there with Spank's live coaches with some very colorful language. So we're gonna just bring it right back here. This has been an unfortunate series for Spank's live coaches.
Yeah,
You can feel it on the comms.
that is the Spank tilt that is gonna cost them
Yeah.
this map.
That is what, if you're a Spank's live coaches fan, that's exactly what you didn't want to hear, as that's going to
Don't
be.
worry, he made fantastic person every time. It's okay.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Sometimes our ears play tricks on us
Absolutely.
and think we hear different things.
Oh, absolutely. He's just, he was just, he was expressing himself in a way that he feels comfortable, and that's okay in the big 2-6.
I won't lie. I could imagine that like CLockwork's commentary might be just as colorful.
I completely agree. That pass to the plate by Weapon is extremely aggressive. Based on that pass alone, I know exactly how their comms are looking right now.
Yeah.
So we know exactly what we would hear from them, and I think we're just gonna stick here for a while and see if Spank's Live coaches do actually continue a comeback here, as they are winning currently at 2-1, but the game has just stalled out here in round 4 as we're nearing the 8-minute mark in this round.
Yeah, we're seeing this typical SLC long round going on right now.
Absolutely. Typical
Like, that's-
SLC that ends up losing the series, that's for sure.
Yeah,
Viper getting the kill there by Weapon. Weapon getting the kill, or Rain getting the kill on Viper, and it's just going to be multiple trades here in the center court. Grifbeast was a great punch, but he's going to be pressed back into his side of the court as we are just falling into a very, very, like you said, a very long, arduous, and static round in game 2.
Yeah, we could tell it's like CLockwork is playing, just they're standing still because they know it's tilting. They know what they're doing at this point.
Oh, absolutely. And the pressure's not on them. The pressure only falls to them if this game ends up falling out of hand. So it's going to be very interesting to see if it goes that way or not. Spank's still sitting at a -16. Scullin is now even, and Viper is +12. Grifbeast is essentially even. He's 41 and 47. Meanwhile, on the far side for CLockwork, as they've got, looks like 2 dead, Weven -24, Lux +21, Rain +3, and Solace at a -14 now with that death by Scullin. Scullin getting the trade onto Rain with a double kill there, but unfortunately will not develop into any play. But we are seeing Spank's Live coaches looking like a little bit more comfortable just standing at mid-court waiting for that respawner to come back. And so you end up with a little bit more poise and a little bit more pressure potentially from Spank's Live coaches. But as I say that, a couple people die and they're pushed right back to their side of the court.
Yeah, we're seeing from like CLockwork, they're not being as aggressive on the runner as they were in game 1 right now. They're kind of standing around and just letting SLC drag this out.
Absolutely. I mean, I mean, as much as they want a 2-0, they're in no rush to end this game. They're 1-0 right now. So if they know with every second that passes could be a second that they could be tilting SLC, a second that Solace could get another double kill. Who knows? It's anyone's guess. But in this case, Weven ends up betraying onto Rain. Fantastic play from Lux. I don't know how that punch does not go to Grifbeast.
So
that was
this is the thing that's been happening lately. Lux thrusted out of the punch. It broke the punch just like a thrust can break a sword lunge. And that's exactly what happened.
Oh, you can actually time that properly to break it? Okay.
Yes, you can. You can time that hugely properly. And Lux is someone who's going to time that properly.
You know, it makes sense that I'm hearing this from you. Someone who is typically an ace with the sword. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, you can ask Scullin. I did it to him a couple times. We're seeing a large pass out to Lux here.
Respawner, but it is gonna be too late. 2-2 is the score, as it took way too long for Spank's Live coaches to react. And when you've got that ace up your sleeve when Lux gets a pass player, man, I don't know what we do. I don't know what you do when you're Spank's Live coaches.
No, not when they're as tilted as they are right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we see a quick play here.
I think that they're just going to force this in. Grifbeast is at the plate. Oh my god!
Nope.
Scullin went too fast. That was for a free punch onto Lux and instead does not opt for it. And it ends up being a turnover right at the plate. They could have immediately gotten a mental reset, but instead they're going to get a tilter right at the plate as multiple members are at the plate. But Lux now has no one to throw to as he will throw it right back to his team.
That's Lux playing great defense because instead of standing around plate like most people do, he pushed out the middle and wrapped behind the runner.
Yep, absolutely.
That's Weven.
Turnover! Weven, the rookie with the ball, the golden boy with the ball on the other side, proving his worth as Spank's Live coaches find a iota of light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, that's a big turnover. That's a mood stabilizer.
Absolutely, and we've seen this when we were in the comms listening. We've heard the team be like, "Nice, Griff," and really finding a way to rally behind this ball carrier as he is playing the plays that are necessary and proving his worth. As Viper just gets a straight up win over Lux. I don't know how that worked. Solace is right there, but Spank will take care of him. Spank trying to stay alive, and he's playing his life. He's playing it too damn aggressive as the ball will get forced back into Spank's Live coach's lineup.
No, we're seeing a Scullin literally pull exactly what Lux did to get a score, but Rain shuts it down.
Absolutely.
We're seeing Scullin play a little fast right now. I don't know if that's like the change that is needed, but
there are certain parts of it that are definitely working. And looking at the stats here, everyone on the Spank's Live coaches lineup except for the ball carrier has broken 100 kills. Meanwhile, multiple members of like CLockwork are just about to break that stat line as well. Spank is now -21, Scullin +4, and Silent Viper with a +14. Griff is an even 0 at 50-50, being his kill death scoreline. Meanwhile, on the like CLockwork lineup, we've got -30 from Weven, +28 from Lux, -2 from Rain, and -13 from Solace as the ball get passed out to Grifbeast at midcourt. SLC looking for some exotic play style here, potentially doing something different, change the formula, try and find like CLockwork lacking as Spank Life coaches are looking for any way back into this series.
Yeah, that was Skullin just trying to make space.
Absolutely.
And like Clockwork just swallowed it right back up.
Absolutely, but Viper is taking care of business. He's 4 straight kills there as he continues finding kills here on the left side. Skullin and Spank trying to play in front of their ball carrier, but Spank will just get dealt with by Lux. Weapon gets dealt with by Skullin, and Skullin gets dealt with by Rain and Lux. Meanwhile, the ball will get pushed back by the Like Clockwork lineup. Spank finding a kill onto Lux. Meanwhile, Rain, Solace, and Weapon trying to find the pressure. Solace will not find it. It looks like Spank's Life coaches might have found a little bit of a way to deal with Solace, as Solace has been a little bit muted for the past 5-10 minutes of play.
Yeah, they finally are starting to shut him down.
Absolutely.
Is what they're doing.
Absolutely. We're seeing Lux be allowed to kind of style around a little bit more, but that style isn't really turning into too much. Obviously, the score is now even to 2-2, but the game is definitely going a lot slower.
Yeah, you need to just not let Lux have free reign. But you also need to not let Solace have free reign.
Meanwhile,
they've shut down
Rain.
Solace. So, yeah, let Rain do whatever he wants.
That back-footed throw ends up staying in Spank's Life coaches. Just fantastic respawn tanking from their lineup. Man, if you could see that tanking across the court, they'd be coming in for scores left, right, and center like we saw in their last playoff series.
Yep. We're definitely just seeing an utterly different SLC tonight.
Absolutely. I mean, maybe we can see them warm up. Maybe that's impatience from Grifbeast as he's trying to play past. I mean, maybe if he gets the punch on Lux, you get space, but still, that's a maybe, an if, a potentially, and that's just trying to force through a play, to play a fast play somehow to find space and force Spank Life coaches back into this game. But as I say that, they're constantly killing players right on respawns as the Spank Life coaches lineup will play slow, going for the ball. That ball is not going very fast, but it will make it to Solace as Skullin is putting pressure onto Solace, and the rest of the Spank Life coach lineup is taken care of. Skullin is now behind the Like Clockwork lineup. Unfortunately, that's not where you want to be when you're on defense. Multiple kills by Spank Life coaches as they are going in against Solace here. Solace playing into the far side, playing towards Lux as Rain and Weapon are on respawn. Lux is now dead with Rain right in front of Solace. Rain will get taken care of. 2 tanks right in front of Solace. Solace is going to look to pass it out. That pass is a limp dick pass. Rain is coming right off of spawn here. He does not have too much time. Ball will get forced out to the Spank Life coaches line.
That is a great throw out by Rain.
Absolutely.
That is a great play.
Great thinking from a veteran player on the Like Clockwork line, making a very clear decision that it is just, let's not get scored on here. It's just, it's cold, calm, and calculated play from Like Clockwork when they don't have the ball. As soon as they have the ball, they are decisive and immediate in taking care of the people on Spank Life coaches that they need to get scores. The only reason the game is still at 2-2 is Like Clockwork haven't had the ball for like the last 10 minutes, except for the
No, I would love to see Griff's carry time for this game alone. Because it's a lot.
It's gotta be a lot. I would love to see that stat, and we will see probably in the once we break into the stats after game. Viper not finding that kill on Weapon. Beast is trying to play fast here. He's not looking for the sword though, and so he just ends up turning over the ball. You can see the tunnel vision on the young player.
Yeah, that's several just plays where he's getting sorted behind. Where last game he flicked. I didn't get that easy of a sword kill on him.
No, but he had the flick throughout game 1. We're seeing, when we see him play these hyper aggressive, you see like the diagonal play where he's shooting the gap between 2 tanks. As soon as that play starts, you can see the tunnel vision, and immediately whoever plays up against him is just going to win. Meanwhile, Spank Life coaches are being pressed right to the plate, but Weapon will toss it out cleverly and make sure that the ball is not turned over, instead holding on to possession, which is a good idea against a team like Spank Life coaches who really, really make it hard to wrest control of the ball.
I don't know. I think you trust Solace there a little bit more. The Solace just dies as soon as the ball's thrown away. Like he just was like, okay, no need to stay alive. Let's reset a push. Some of these early throwouts by Weapon, I just don't like them.
I do believe that they are overly conservative, but I do not blame them from playing like 5, 10, 15% more conservative than they normally would, as they don't need to press that hard, given that that kind of pressing was not necessary to win the first game.
No,
Now
true.
SLC could take advantage of that. They could easily take advantage of like, hey, if you put the screws on these guys, they play too conservatively. And like we're seeing here, ball will get not quite all the way down court, but Scullin is going to get pressed by Rain, and Lux will take care of that after Rain is traded. Sal's getting traded in the far corner, and Wevin will pick up the ball on respawn.
Yeah. This
kills back and
conservative
forth here.
might kill him in the end.
I
We'll see.
completely agree that it could spell a death knell for them, considering they're not letting themselves play a slightly bit more aggressive style of Grifball. But if it continues to work for them, if they continue to not get scored on, I can't really blame them for it. But I do agree that we are seeing a lot quieter play here from like Clockwork as Wevin is look to try and play a forced play there.
We say that, and Wevin does that.
Yeah, you can see that the stars are in his eyes. He wants to do that play, but I can imagine either he hears his brother's voice in his head from memory, or he hears Lux yelling at him. It's one or the other, because that's the only way that I'm seeing this player stop playing those hyper-aggressive plays, because we saw those mistakes happen earlier on in the season.
I don't know. I still think Solace is playing well. They're doing a better job, but he's still breaking free.
Yeah. Yeah, multiple trades there right at midcourt, as it's just very difficult here for Spank's coaches to find anything. Salas just winning out. Salas is continuing to show that value, where again, on the stats sheet, it doesn't look like it, but his 112 kills matter way more than his 131 deaths, given how he's been playing against this lineup.
Oh yeah. Deaths are just a resource. I'll be the first one to tell you that.
Absolutely. Hey, when Spank with a completely unforced betrayal there, might have almost been a double betrayal, which could have spelled another score. We're again seeing some cracks in the armor, potentially Spank getting a little impatient as he's trying to force forward into this tanking line. Grifbeast will just also die. That's 3 dead. That's a 3-man push by Like Clockwork. Multiple people coming in on respawns. That ball gets forced away by Spank. Spank with a fantastic stop, but it does not matter. That is going to be a score, 3-2 to the Like Clockwork lineup. Chat pointing out something very important here. Spank at 156 deaths. He's only got 127 kills. His KD is getting worse. He's at a -29 now, potentially -30 if the trend continues. Meanwhile, Spank's coach is 4 alive with 3 dead on the Like Clockwork lineup. They're looking for kills. They're looking for trades. Multiple swords. Unfortunately, it will not pan out because the tank's there from, I believe that was Spank. Spank does not get the kill onto Lux's sword. You have to imagine the sword tilt. This is something that Spank
the sword
is known
tilt there
for.
is high.
He is so tilted from having to deal with this game so far that I can imagine. A fantastic turnover by Scullin. Scullin is forcing, putting the team on his back, trying to pick up the ball as Spank. Spank is right there. He needs to just pick up the ball, but he continues to get the kills. What is going on? Spank with a fantastic toss out to his ball carrier, Grifbeast in midcourt, and Spank's coaches immediately find some flash in the pan.
Ooh,
My
that was good play
God.
from Spank. They lose that if Spank doesn't, if he picks up the ball early. He played that perfectly.
I thought he had an angle to pick it up earlier, but it definitely panned out by playing a little bit slower, so I do give him credit for that. Grifbeast is right at the plate, and he turns it over on the plate because he dashes with Lux in sword range. You cannot make these mistakes.
That
It is a
wasn't the
4-2
issue.
score.
It was the 2 tanks who weren't leaving plate. I don't know who they
Yeah.
were, but they did not push out, and Griff had to make that play, and that cost them.
He had nothing he could do, and I mean, the only thing he could do is completely. It's looking for. It's going to be a pro run. Scullin is deciding with a fantastic kickoff. We are right back to 4-3. Spank's coaches are not saying die yet. Can they bring it back and bring us to game 3? It is match point. It is series point. It is season point for the Spank's Life coaches lineup, as it is a 4-3. It was already that going in, but I didn't even have a chance to mention that before the next score.
I mean, SLC is winning every tip at this point.
Yeah.
They're just finally they get the pro
scrambling.
run, but they were just throwing it away every time they win it.
Yeah.
Trying to push for that quick score, they needed to slow it down.
Oh my God! Multiple deads on the SLC lineup as they will throw
And
the
the pick
ball
from
for an
Lux.
interception. Pick from Lux. This could be the end of the season. This could be everything. This could be the end of the entire season for the Spank's Life coaches, as the ball is now in Lux's hands, but he will toss it back to Wevin, and we're gonna get a glimpse of a reset here on the play as Rain is playing in on the flank. Grifbeast and Spank trying to force him away as a 2v1, but that does mean that there's less playing on the main roster. But Scullin and Viper finding plenty of space, taking care of Solace, taking care of that tanking line. Meanwhile, Lux will get the kill onto Grifbeast. Spank is in the middle of 3 people. He ends up getting the kill on Solace, and it's going to be respawns here for Spank's live coaches.
Ooh.
Multiple dead. We're going to be pushing them into the corner here. I'd love to be seeing a Spank's live coach's tank trying to keep Weapon from releasing onto the far side. Unfortunately, too many will get traded out, and Weapon is just going to come right back behind his tanks and reassert position at mid-court.
They're running into Solace. It's just
Yeah, they're kind of just throwing their lives into the wind and hoping that they can get the kill rather than just dying. Spank playing against Lux here. Lux no boost, it looks like, will end up getting killed by Grifbeast. Fantastic play from the designated ball carrier for Spank's live coaches, as Weapon here is standing in the corner behind 2 tanks. Meanwhile, his tanks are actually pushing forward, but multiple tanks dead, and that's going to be Spank and Grifbeast containing Weapon. Weapon's going to throw the ball out, but that's going all the way to Lux, and SLC members are nowhere to be found. Meanwhile, Grifbeast finding the play, playing right past him, but Spank is not close enough. Multiple people from SLC get the turnover as Spank will have the ball. Viper and Scullin end up getting straight up killed, but fantastic quick play by Spank to give the ball right back to his ball carrier and contain from keeping that turnover from happening.
thank God that they threw that back. I thought Spank might have pushed it.
My God, that's where there's a semblance of the Spank that they're looking for SLC to find wins here, where he does have the intelligent plays.
This is a great throw.
Scullin is playing on the fast play as no one on oh my God, does not get the punch onto Weapon.
You let Weapon have that.
Oh my God, fantastic play from Weapon. If you're SLC, you are losing your mind, because that could have been the play. Rain would have been the only player alive on the LC lineup. Meanwhile, Rain gets traded by 2 players by SLC. SLC are playing right against LC, but meanwhile, Scullin gets a trade onto Weapon, and Weapon plays too high. He plays too hot, and that ends up turnover right to Grifbeast. We are seeing repeats from game 1 here, as both ball carriers are making glaring errors.
Yep, it's coming back to, again, which runner is making the most glaring errors. Weapon's starting to catch up to Grifbeast at this point.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, I will say Weapon is -40. Meanwhile, Grifbeast is only -21. So we're certainly seeing Weapon dying a lot more. But
Weapon's been on defense way more than Grifbeast has.
Exactly where I was going to go with it. That he ends up being so much more tanking. We're seeing the difference here. Grifbeast, oh my God, that should have been a turnover when he did not commit to the punch initially. But it does not turn into anything, as LC and SLC are lining up at midcourt again. Viper getting the kill on Weapon, but then Solace getting the trade back, and we're back to a 3v3 here at midcourt.
Griff is doing something that I just despise in a runner, and he's stepping in front of his tanks. Several times I've caught him in front of Viper.
We heard it in the comms when there was a costly turnover at Health Pack that Scullin or Spank or whoever it was like, you gotta not be in front of me. You gotta stay behind me. That, like, Grifbeast is trying to play too fast, too quick. Where you need to play fast, be with your tanks, but you need to be with them. You don't need to be inside of them. That's not what we're doing here.
You need to be filling a gap. You don't need to be in front of them.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Like right here, that's where he needs to be.
And there goes the tanking line. Again, SLC's tanking line is just not able to hold up for their ball carrier.
Safe throw.
As I say that, multiple dead from LC and SLC, and you end up with the ball right back in Grifbeast's hands, as Spank is now just standing here with Grifbeast. I don't know if Spank wanted to have a smoke break with Grifbeast or what, but he turned around and just stared at his ball carrier.
Yeah, that's the Spank tilt. If he's doing that, you can tell Spank is tilted.
Absolutely. As if we have not said it enough. Meanwhile, Viper with a very, very unfortunate unforced error. Grifbeast is going to toss it up to half health pack as Scullin is closing in for it. Solace is there with the sword, and that's going to be a kill there at the health pack. Rain picks up the ball as Weapon and Rain are the only 2 past the half court for LC. Meanwhile, they will get forced back, and Rain, I assume, will toss this ball back to Weapon, unless they're going to play a different style than we've been seeing all night. I don't know why you change what you're doing at this point.
I think right now you just don't risk with the throw to Weapon unless you need to.
Sure. Weapon now in a potential 1v1 scenario, but Scullin will get taken out by Lux. Spank is at the plate and is looking for kills, but Spank will just get dealt with quickly by Tree Tech from Lux. Rain and Lux here are pushing onto the far side as Viper gets taken care of. Solace versus Grifbeast. That's not a good matchup. Everyone is dead. The season could be over. Of extremely aggressive play. Oh my God! Like CLockwork could have put lights out, but instead they say, nah, we're gonna play with
you. Just walk it in at that point.
You just walk that in.
You had control.
But you know that they wanted to put I can hear Lux saying, oh, twist the screws on him. Solace turns around and goes in for the kills, and that ends up costing them dearly, as we might be going to a 4-4 and a potential game 3 if this turns into two turnovers for SLC. Meanwhile, like Clockwork are on top of the ball. They are swarming. Spank side coaches are still panicked. Oh, fantastic! It's a hammer stop by Scullin, and it's gonna be another turnover. My God, it is chaos.
Yeah, I'd like to see Scullin hang on to it for a bit.
I completely agree. I think it's time for Scullin to take over ball duties here and see if Grifbeast can maybe find some different pressure here as a potential tank. But as I say that, everyone on SLC is dead except for Grifbeast. Toss out towards Grifbeast. Lux is playing against him, but what is it? Spank's life coach's Silent Viper is there to pick up the ball. Ball gets picked up by Scullin. Scullin passes the ball to Grifbeast. We still don't know what this team is gonna do.
It's just you're shook at this point. I don't know.
God.
I don't know what at this point what else LSC needs to change.
Absolutely.
They're just getting ran through.
Yeah, I got no words. That's all I got. Grifbeast again rotating in front of Scullin. You need to pay attention to your tanks if you're going to be able to push this in. We're again just seeing these errors that are uncharacteristic of this team.
Yeah, I don't get it.
My God, this was the thing that everyone was mentioning, is that it depends on which version of these two teams do you get tonight, and it's frustrating to see that it's Grifbeast with a pass play.
That's a great play from him.
Fantastic play from the ball carrier, and that is going to immediately invigorate this lineup. We are at 4-4 Grifball with everything on the line for Spank's life coaches to push us to game 3. I'm here for it. If you don't like 4-4 Grifball, you do not like Grifball.
And SLC gets to
top player. Oh my God! If Viper wasn't walking back waiting for Beast,
you wouldn't throw it there with all 4 spawning.
Yeah, maybe.
There's just no point in risking it in a 4-4.
Yeah, I have to believe after a play like that, Grifbeast, I feel like Grifbeast is feeling himself. I feel like he's going to be into the tanking position for a little while now, as Scullin's holding onto the ball behind Viper and Spank in front of him at midcourt. But as I say, that both tanks died.
Hand off there. That's scary.
That handoff is an extremely risky handoff, as Grifbeast is just going to have to throw it out. That's a deflection. That's a deflection that will land right at plate. They have to take care of like Clockwork at the plate, and they will, as Scullin will take the betrayal to make sure Solace does not close this game out right on their plate. The Grifbeast, what are we doing? What is it? The nerves. What the heck is going on?
That was the unprecedented fence or like fish of the season. Why?
I'm sorry. Did A-Spence talk to specifically Grifbeast to do some freaking scrambles? What is going on? Holy!
Oh, Jesus Christ! I don't know what's happening at this point.
The highlight reel of this series is going to be 40 minutes long.
That's a bad
punch. Good throw out. Good throw out by Grifbeast.
Good throw out, but risky punch to punch the air. That could have ended bad.
Absolutely. Looks like Spank will take care of the two LC lineup that are playing here against SLC as the team is now pushing. Scullin is here on the right side. They need to force a game 3 if they want to keep their championship hopes alive in this elimination match. It is match point. It is series point. And it's going to be Spank's life coaches trying to orchestrate a push as Spank is past Lux. But that means Solace and Lux, the best 2 tanks for SLC, or I should say like Clockwork, end up taking care of Grifbeast as Grifbeast will force the ball to the far side. Scullin's going to pick it up. Viper taking care of Weapon. Lux taking care of Viper, and Scullin and Spank are trying to find space, but their tanks are walking backwards. Grifbeast is throwing that ball to the far side. It doesn't quite make it all the way to the wall. Weapon is there though. Viper ends up dashing beneath him. He's dancing on the ball, wants to give it to Grifbeast. Grifbeast doesn't know what he wants to do, so Viper's going to throw that ball back to Spank as Spank is trying to find space. Grifbeast needs to be tanking, not looking for the ball, as the ball gets tossed back to Scullin. What is this whoop-de-wop crap that we are seeing? It is working out for Spank's coaches.
These handoffs are scaring me so much. These handoffs are unnecessary and forced.
Holy!
You can hold a ball for a little bit. It's not that hard.
One player in front of Grifbeast. Scullin is pressing to the plate. This is going to be a 4th play.
Yes!
Oh my God!
Beautiful! Finally! We see a good running play out of Grifbeast.
Finally some pressure. Finally some aggression that pays off. We are going to game 3 for the first time in playoffs. It is going to be match point for both teams as they are put to the final test in game 3. 5-4 is game 2. Holy crap, does that get your blood pumping?
Oh.
Holy. Let's get those stats up.
That was a crazy. I don't know. Lux played a little too far out on that one. Are we seeing like Clockwork basically almost dead even? They're like plus 4 as a team.
Seriously. My God. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I need to catch my breath. That was.
You take your time. We'll go over stats.
Holy.
We see Lux putting up plus 50 that game and losing. That has been the story here lately of like tanks putting up plus 50 and just losing.
Now, I have to say, if this goes Spank's Life Coach's way, we all know the one clip that is going to be played on repeat for the rest of time, and it is going to be that botched score by the complete egotistical play by Like Clockwork that ends up with a turnover that gives Spank's Life Coaches the chance to push us to a game 3.
Yeah, that was just unforced and unnecessary.
I saw it in chat. Yeah, the one thing I'm not talking about here, 51-minute game. We are 91 minutes into this series and we're going to game 3. This is going the distance, and I am concerned for what a best of 5 for the next series is going to look like if these are the game times we're seeing.
Yeah, I don't think any game with My Chemical Spins is going to go past 20, 30 minutes.
It can't, right?
No. There is no shot that those games go that long. This was Like Clockwork not playing as fast and being as defensively pressured as they were game 1. So it just drew out to a slog, and SLC is going to win the slog. They're going to win those long games. So, and that was the determining factor. Was what did Lux go positive last game? It wasn't plus 50. It was like maybe 14. They played fast.
Who was that?
Lux. He didn't go plus that heavily plus last game. It was like plus like 15, I think.
Yeah, no, they did not have anyone that high positive. I think he was like plus 30. So it's holy.
Yeah, that's if Like Clockwork is going to win this next game, they need to not get into a slugfest with this team. It's not going to work out for them.
Lux and his team need to put ego aside and put this game away. That's what really needs to happen. They're playing as if they are My Chemical Spence. They're playing as if they are some titanic team that cannot lose. And we saw it through their play. They should have won that series. Like,
they should have won that
12
series.
times. Like they had so many chances to put them away. But when you don't put a rabid dog away, he will bite you. He will bite back and he will fight back. And that's what we end up seeing here from SLC. And it is the game score is back to 0-0. It's a best of 1. Anything could happen. We could see SLC here be like, guys, see the ego that they're playing, see the crap that they're doing. Let's put these guys away and put it in clear fashion. We could see a 5-2 here that's just definitive pressure from SLC because, like you said, they're winning all the kickoffs. They just need to get out of their head.
They're winning every tip off and they're pressuring. They almost pro run like 3 times and they got one. So SLC's winning tips. They just need to play a little bit more conservative and not give the turnover on it. That's
every single player in SLC has every player in this series has played their peak for a play. Like Clockwork was constantly doing it as a group where they're all playing and humming together, and that's why they had taken the lead early in this series. Meanwhile, flip it around, Spank's Life Coaches, you're seeing Grifbeast doing crazy plays that are working, Skullin doing crazy plays that are working, Viper, Spank, they're all popping off, but they're popping off alone. They're not popping off as a unit. And so when you see that, you see the dysfunction that ends up happening. I mean, it's no surprise that Spank is negative 36. If Spank is just not negative, the series is over. The series is just over.
Yeah.
Like, that's the problem.
And who knows? We could see that Spank come out in game 3. I think that turning point of that Griff Beast getting that punch, getting launched to goal, that turned everything around.
That and that final run in.
That final run in was that confidence from that goal.
That is the effigy that they now pray to for the rest of the game, rest of the series, where that catalyst could easily build into a very quick game 3. On the flip side, like CLockwork, if they get the ego aside, they should win. Like we've seen the cracks in SLC. The only cracks we're seeing from like CLockwork is ego.
It is, yeah. They just think top of the walk, you know. That's what's happening.
We heard it from Rain and Lux in the pregame presser. They think this is nothing. They're looking past it.
Yep. And I don't think they're doing that this next game. I think that this hopefully grounded them a bit.
For the sake of us having a good series, I hope so. Because if they continue being in their head as all high and mighty, we might end up with a very quick game 3.
Yeah, we're getting a call for sometime next game. I'll listen into LC and see.
We can get a listen in with LC. I do have faith that we will have a good listen in with this team sometime this game. That's for sure.
I don't think we should be as worried with that team. But as Priest is saying, if you really want to hear them, Solace is streaming. You can hear them the whole time if you want them.
That is true. Solace has his own stream up for the like CLockwork listening for the entire series. Now, given it is just Solace's POV, but you'll at least get to hear from that lineup at any time during the rest of this series. Bit late to say in game 3, but it's better late than never.
Yep. But, all right. I wonder if these teams are having pep talks. Have we seen any people say ready ups yet?
I had mentioned to the teams that there was going to be a bit of a break here between games, and we'll be looking for ready checks here in a couple minutes. But my God, what a series we are having! It's delivering the full spectrum.
This is the semifinal game you want to see.
Absolutely.
We don't want to see My Chemical Ace bands just bend over in Cotton Co and just spank them. That wasn't fun to watch.
Importantly to look at, Griff Beast again, 21-second average lifetime. He is record-breaking lifetime in this last game. He is playing at the pinnacle of his of ball running. You just need to see the team come together.
If you have 110 deaths and you're still averaging 21 seconds of average life, that's impressive.
That says something for sure. Holy.
The hells, you guys still spanked them. Don't give it to me. If Spence wasn't tilted, you guys walk them. The moment Spence wasn't tilted, it was game over. It was lights out.
Spank's average life, looking at chat here, just to keep him in, it was 10 seconds. Spank at the bottom of that with 10 seconds. Everyone on like CLockwork, 13 seconds or higher. 13 seconds for both Solace and Rain, 16 seconds from Wevin. Lux right up there with 19 seconds. He and Griff Beast holding it down as the longest living members.
I like looking at shots fired. Spank had 3,000 more than either of his other tank teammates. 2,000 more than Lux, so he's just swinging that hammer. He's swinging that hammer and dying a lot.
All right, let me just give the okay to our match runner here as we are coming to the end of our match break, as we're going into game 3 here, given time for both teams to be able to be on the same page.
So I think if we see an early score from SLC, I think the following round we just jump right into LC and see what they're thinking. Because
just to start the game,
I think we see who wins tip, and if SLC wins this tip, we go and see what they're thinking, because they're losing tip, and that just means that Griff Beast has that ball and he's holding it for 20 seconds per life.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so let's see how this kickoff goes. It all comes down to this. It is the semifinals in the AGLA playoffs. The second seed, like clockwork. The sixth seed, Spank's life coaches. Can the life coaches bring Spank's mental back to center? Can like clockwork put the clock down and end this game, take the ego out of it, and put Spank's life coaches to bed? We will find out in this final game 3 as we kick off. All right, let's see who wins the kickoff here.
Easy
as
tip.
It will be an easy tip from Spank's life coaches. Skullin holding onto the ball here as they are pressing, finding space here in midcourt as Grifbeast is respawning, taking the ball over, and it looks like that SLC will go right back into their normal line. Skullin not getting the kill on Weven. Grifbeast playing a little bit more smart, a little bit more conservative there, not playing for the punch against Weven while Solace was in tow, and it's going to be a midcourt stop here as the SLC line will get pressed back into their corner with no one in front of Grifbeast. Grifbeast is going to toss it a little bit high to the far corner as the Light Clockwork lineup is completely collapsing in here onto the corner of SLC. Great punch by Skullin. Skullin's out of range. Skullin is just going to run. Skullin is completely running alone here, taking space, making it hard for LC to find any purchase on the ball. Ball will get dropped back to Grifbeast, and Spank's life coaches are in a fast play scenario here as Spank completely collapses in and unfortunately results in 2 tanks for Spank's life coaches dying.
Yeah, Spank needed to just hold his space and not come back and trust that his other team kills that.
Yeah, he needed to just trust that he wasn't going to get collapsed in on, because when those fast plays can only happen if you continue the tip of the spear through the entire play.
Yep. Do we see a launch out of this?
Oh, I can't imagine we do. I have not seen Grifbeast pull off a launch very... I haven't seen Grifbeast be part of a successful launch in many, many minutes of his very long lives. So I have a feeling that they are going to probably play this a bit closer to the chest, see if they can set the tone in this game 3.
Yeah, but at this point, they are not going to expect it. But I would rather see Skullin and Viper be the two doing it, if it comes to that.
Yeah, that you put the ball in Skullin's hands. You wouldn't put the ball in Grifbeast's hands for a launch like that. I do agree with that, because those players definitely have a lot more experience with doing that in the current season.
Seeing a great tanking line currently.
Yeah, absolutely.
Viper's all alone with the whole team.
Yeah. Holy. Good move by Grifbeast to throw that ball out. I don't know if you would have rather he throw that ball, not on the same side. Spank is now 1v1 with Rain, and he will play his life forward and force the ball thrown all the way back. They'll need to take care of Rain and Lux on their side of the field as Spank's life coaches don't want a quick score to potentially come their way. Skullin is completely alone there, ends up getting killed by Solace, tried to play his life to find space, did hold the space for a while, and Grifbeast will just get killed by Solace. The Light Clockwork lineup is finding some purchase here on the opposite side of the field as Solace and Rain almost get double killed there. That collapsing play might have turned sour there for the...
Solace is wide open. He's coming back for the kills, though.
He ends up coming back for the kills because of a respawning Spank, I guess. Potentially could have played that fast and played for the pass play, but it looks like that, just like Spank's life coaches, like Clockwork, are kind of biding their time and taking a little bit more time to develop a play rather than playing fast and loose.
Yeah, but like Clockwork needs to play fast. They need to not be in this slugfest. It's not worked for them.
Absolutely, absolutely. Meanwhile, multiple trades here at midcourt. Weven getting forced back to the plate. He's getting pressed back into the corner. But Skullin will get killed by Lux. If Skullin stays alive there and ends up taking Lux, Weven will have nowhere to go except throw the ball back to Spank's life coaches. Instead, he's just going to be pressed here into the very back wall, and Spank's life coaches exhausting their last few alive tanks past midcourt, and like Clockwork are completely spread across the field here. Rain on the far flank against Grifbeast. Grifbeast giving a lot of pressure there. Ends up getting the trade onto Rain, and the ball will be collapsed right back on by main tanks as Viper takes care of Solace while Skullin gets traded. Meanwhile, Lux is going to be playing right in front of Weven here. Weven is a little bit close to his tanks, starting to look a little bit too close to the front line, potentially. Could have been a turnover if there was fast play by Spank's life coaches, but instead they're going to lock up here at midcourt.
Yeah, Weven's playing a little tight into the Lux
Weven
pocket
uses his
right
boost.
now.
Weven has no boost, ends up having to force it back out and throw it back out. If they end up holding on to possession here, we can look for a listen in here for the Light Clockwork lineup. And it looks like they will hold on to the ball here for the time being. Let's look for a listen in with the Light Clockwork lineup.
Go.
I got one trade.
Viper's gonna push me out. I'm gonna push this guy to right. Taking it.
Yep.
Right. Yes. Left kills. Big kill, Ryan. Let's go, good.
We're good,
I
man.
got ball, I got ball, I got ball, I got ball. Run up left, quick.
Viper coming back mid. So
Let's
stay
go,
left.
quick. Yeah,
Leave
stay up.
Viper.
We're coming to you. We're coming to you. I love that. We're going forward. Go forward.
Yeah, leave Viper's out of the play. Hold forward. Straight in.
Hold. I'm the best. I'm the
We're
best.
actually
Wait, kid, let's go, man. Let's
No
go.
chance. No chance.
This kid sucks.
I'm the best.
This game's easy. Solace, you actually go.
Just thinking of those Viper pictures. Me on first. I'm backstepping. Viper up. Right side, up. Viper up.
That's it.
You got
Nice.
it.
Forward,
Go
forward,
left, go
forward.
left, go left, go left, go left. Just hold, just hold. Wait for something in, wait for something in.
Oh, I
Okay,
missed
that's
my
it.
kill.
We're
Oh,
backing up, we're backing up.
I'll back it
top
up.
10.
Bip, 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 bip.
Try wrap.
I got two.
No, we're good.
I'm running away.
Nice trade, go left. I know left.
Yeah.
I'm coming for that refrag.
Ooh, you're getting worked, Spanker. You're getting worked.
Right, I
Okay,
can
hold.
tanks.
We're left, we're left, we're left, we're left.
Yep, stay left, stay left. I got your wall, Jade.
I got metal. Good ball. I'm gonna get pushed down here. I like it, I like it. Spankle?
No, you can throw to me. Throw to me.
Yeah.
Get out. Throw.
Sure ball, sure ball, sure ball.
I got it.
I'm just pushing Skull in here.
Okay.
We got one on plate still.
Yeah, all these
Aussies.
guys can do is trade, man. That's all they got.
I'll get you. Nice respawn one. Oh, that's bad. No trade. Rain got a kill. All reliable.
I'm holding.
Oh.
Where's Skull?
You got it. You got it.
Nice.
Good stuff.
Got
There you
it.
go. Get out of the corner.
What the fuck? How did he live that? Spank's still behind.
Oh, I'm bad. I just needed to swing.
Nice. Looks up coming.
We're good.
Why am I throwing my fucking life away? Nice, huge.
Maybe right.
Yeah, you're right.
Good sauce. Oh,
One
no.
help forward. Still thrust.
Run left,
Go
run
left.
left.
Nice trades.
Skull
It's
on
fine.
left.
I get out.
Left side.
It's right.
Nice.
We got it, we got it, we got it.
Good. We're good.
Nice.
Oh.
Viper back.
It's gone.
Good
Don't
bait.
get ego
Nice.
about it.
Nice.
Got
Really
it.
good. Really
One
good.
B.
Good punch. I got your middle. Wait for Spank to
Let's
end.
go. Let's put some pressure on him.
Gotta play more patient. Nice.
The thrust, the
Nice,
thrust,
nice,
Viper.
nice.
Free.
Job.
I'm coming up.
Viper's gonna
I'm
thrust
coming
you.
up on your left, Lux.
Yep.
I got
Left.
sandwiched on the wall.
Okay, it's all good. It's all good. That's it. Pushed out. Free.
Just playing patient. Left is free.
Golan is trade raping me.
Get
Out.
out. It's high
Great
up.
Spank. Easy.
I got ball.
Fine. Good throw, bro.
Trade Viper.
Big gift piece got me.
Right's back.
Got it.
Nice.
What?
I got it.
Okay, I gotta
That's okay.
jump. Like,
I got wall.
you can throw to me if you have to. Never mind, I trade.
I threw it out. They
It's
got
on
it.
plate. It's on plate. Push out.
It's on plate.
Push out, strong, push out. Ooh, really good. I got you.
I got right.
Taking up space on right side. We gotta get out of here.
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Free Viper in the thrust. He's got thrust now, of course.
Nice. Good kills. Grip piece is free.
Nice pickup on me.
Hubbled.
Thank you.
Yeah, just hold it for a bit.
Jaden, you gotta play slow. I saw that.
Viper no thrust here.
Dead.
One left.
No, he stopped.
Never mind. I'm saying right.
Foiled!
I'm wrapping left. Up to you.
Yeah, I'm going left.
I got space on right. I'm taking up a lot of right space. I got Viper with me.
Forwards, or I'm coming with some of them. Keep going.
Oh my god.
Joe.
I got two with me. I got two playing me right now.
I gotta figure this shit out.
Right side. Boom.
Two
You kinda
two
got
still
pushed.
playing me, boys. I got Viper on lock on the corner.
Got going. Got another one. Oh, nice. Should
That's
be goal. Nice, really good. I'm
Bam,
so
2-0.
fucking good at
It's
this
These
easy.
game.
kids are
I'm so
terrified,
fucking good at
man.
this
All
game.
these kids play is to fucking trade.
I'm so fucking good at this game.
No wonder all four of them are useless on MCC, bro. Holy shit. I got
Fucking-
first.
As we saw there with listening for 2 rounds, looks like CLockwork found some space and found some time with the ball, and when they did, they eventually wore Spank's life coaches out.
That is just clinical comms. Clear, concise.
No panic whatsoever. Something went wrong, they know what they're doing. They know how to play on it. That ball tip by Spank that could have spelled a score ends up doing nothing. Grifbeast is going for it. I just don't think you need to.
You don't need to at that point. It's only 2-0. You're not in a dire situation at this point.
Also, they all have boost. They can all catch up to you. So it's just some unforced errors here as they will press in and don't even get the kills on Lux or Weven there. So the ball is just going to end right back up in CLockwork's hands as it's looking like CLockwork are looking to go lights out against Spank's live coaches.
Yeah, they're just playing the way they
Viper
should.
with the turnover, 3 dead, 4 dead, and that is a quick score. An unforced error from the team as Spank's live coaches immediately bring life back to the lineup. It is, I believe, 2-1 with Spank's live coaches trailing.
Viper's putting some heat on. I like to see it.
Well, I'm happy to see a fantastic stop on Lux playing a super aggro, try to tilt play. Immediately, Spank's live coaches with a response as they have 2 tanks here at mid-court. Solus just gets taken out by Scullin from a good team tank bait by Silent Viper. Spank was technically the flank right now. Rain gets dealt with, Weven gets dealt with, Solus gets dealt with. It's just Lux with the sword in front of the ball carrier, and there's nothing that Grifbeast can do to push through that.
No, you lost so many in game 1 to him. You just don't. You don't even try it.
You just don't.
But it's nice to see that it looks like SLC's not super tilted yet.
They look mentally reset, if I'm honest. They look like a team who, oh my god, that's a turnover, but Scullin's there to pick it up. They look like a team who, at least in terms of coordination, they are on in terms of coordination. They just need to like get those plays started, and they're just not getting those plays started as often.
Yep.
Scullin finding the double kill there on Solace and Rain, almost getting the kill into Weven. That is a heavy force by Grifbeast. Unfortunate spawn timing there, but you had to see that coming, and you should not have boosted in there that early.
Yeah, that's another force that he should just.
He could
need
have
to
done
maintain
that.
possession.
You could do that play. It's just if you're gonna do that play, you gotta get the punch and then the dash, or dash to force the punch. Because if you're trying to dash past the player, it's just too far. Scullin holding
defense.
a lot of space here. That ball is a limp dick pass. It's gonna barely make it to the corner as Viper is trying to find space against it. There's gonna be multiple kills by SLC, and unfortunately will not turn into a turnover if you're an SLC fan. Rain passing it off to Weven. Weven being a little bit rusty there with picking up the ball, but it will still be in his hands as he's right next to Lux. Could have been a betrayal there if there wasn't the trade by Lux against Viper.
Yeah, we're seeing CLockwork play a little cocky again. The ego's starting to show after the up 2-0. So if they need to dial it back down and go right back to what they were doing.
Viper just presses through. Rain with the delayed boost just ends up getting killed. Lux gets traded. Solace is at the plate. No one's home. And it's 3-1 to CLockwork. That was just a complete fall apart by Spank's live coaches to just completely forget about Solace at the plate.
I mean, it's been Solace doing everything that Lux isn't, and we're seeing it yet again.
Oh,
they're not answering.
By Lux. This is looking like a potential for a pro run. Grifbeast does not get the kill onto Lux, but that's going to be multiple kills from Spank's live coaches into CLockwork, but respawners will force the playback.
Yeah, they did a good job the second game of shutting Solace down. Solace is having free reign again. They're not doing it.
Not quite gonna get there. I do agree with you though that they had kind of figured out Solace, a way to shut down Solace in a way that forced this game 3. But we can definitely see the struggle that they're having with continuing to replicate that performance as both teams make adaptations in this game 3. Scullin not going to get that double kill. Lux will take care of him, and it's just going to be pressure from CLockwork pushing Space Life coaches all the way in. Multiple trades at midcourt. Scullin looking against Lux, but unfortunately that will be a win. Ball gets tossed out to about halfway up the court. Viper wants to play the ball, but unfortunately Lux now has the ball. Scullin is the only man on Spank's Coach is still alive as Viper comes to the respawn. Grifball spawns right in front of him. That could have been a turnover, but instead it'll be a quick 4-1 as that is the score. It is match point. Game point, season point. We are here again, and it is going to have to be 4 unanswered goals from Spank's Life coaches. Nigh on impossible, given the performance that this lineup has been performing so far this series. This could be lights out for Spank's Life coaches.
Yeah, we're gonna see like CLockwork just push it at this point. They're up big. They're gonna. Lux is gonna want something stylish.
Oh sure.
100%.
He did it when it was 4-2. He'll definitely do it when it's 4-1. I mean, the pressure is completely off of their backs right now as Spank's Life coaches are looking for a high pressure play here on the side. Grifball is unfortunately alone with the ball and will not be able to convert as they are on full respawners, giving tons of space to let CLockwork on the one side. Lux gets traded out. Rain gets traded out with Viper, and like CLockwork will get forced right back to their side of the court. Spank looking for space here, gets the kill on Rain, gets the kill on Lux. That Spank is starting to turn on a little bit. If we can see more of that, that might turn it around.
I would like to hope, but I think it might be a little late for Spank to turn on.
I do agree that it is probably, it's looking too little, too late for this lineup to find a way back into this series. But as long as that score does not say 5, it's still possible as Lux is here being pressed into the far back wall. Scullin somehow not dying on that play. He is now behind the play, looking for pressure on Wevin and Rain, as now it looks like Spank and Scullin will get themselves killed so that they can get back on respawns here, as it looks like Solace did get taken care of on the far side of the court, and we are right back into pressure here onto the far
Spank
side.
just destroyed Viper unnecessarily.
I completely agree. Oh my God! It is Betrayal City Central here for the Spank's Life coaches lineup, as like CLockwork is trying to get their head on straight in a series that's looking all but out of hand.
Yeah, we're seeing the SLC that beats themselves up right now.
No, I completely agree. Absolutely.
And
Again, Viper's positive 14 and Scullin is positive 5. Everyone's at the plate. Wevin had to throw that away. That was almost too late, and Spank will be able to get that ball and probably toss it right back out to his team. The ball will sail over Lux, and Lux will not be able to intercept that. That is going to be a play here for Spank's Life coaches to be able to take control of the ball.
yeah, we're gonna see Lux try to get a sneaky there, but he gets quickly taken out. So.
Absolutely. As Spank gets trade there on Rain. Solace now playing here against Scullin. Scullin just playing back and forth, jockeying with the player. Ends up getting the better of him and then getting the double kill on Wevin by forcing the trade. Another kill by Spank as he gets killed by Lux, and Lux is now standing here against Scullin as Viper is playing against Solace and Wevin with Grifball right behind him. Looks like they're going to try and find some pressure here on the right side, but they are finding no purchase as Viper gets collapsed on. Scullin gets the kill onto Lux. Spank is dead, and there is only one left. That ball is going high and far as Viper is going to try and grab this ball. Actually, he's going to play Solace. Scullin is behind with the ball right now. Wevin is behind. Wevin gets killed. Scullin is now behind the play as he's trying to play behind his tanks. Passes the ball off to Grifball, and this tanking line is trying to find the pressure here on the left side of the court, finding some pressure, trying to find some kills. If they can get the numbers advantage, they might be able to play. Spank develops a potential numbers advantage, but Lux takes care of him, and we are reset here at midcourt.
They're doing the thing they did first game where they're letting Solace wrap around their tanking line, and no one's taking care of
Yeah,
it.
no, he has half the court to play with. 99% of the time, Solace has half the court to play with, but that half is vertical, not horizontal, and so he's just able to be anywhere on either side of the court. Ball gets quick tossed back out to Scullin, and Scullin is just going to run up the side of the court to be able to find some space. Ends up forcing the ball back. Lux ends up forcing the ball all the way back to the far corner to Grifball, as Grifball now falls behind Viper and Spank, who are trying to find space. Solace is holding with the sword. He's got the inside line to the plate if the ball gets passed out. Solace instead tries to play here with Scullin and Viper, and it ends up allowing for a punch onto Rain, a hammer by Spank onto Solace. Spank gets dealt with as Lux is forced all the way back to mid-court, and we are reset right back into this game.
Yeah, they need to let Grifbies have those one-on-ones and be ready to clearing it up if it goes south.
Oh, that's multiple dead. Lux is behind the play. They need to play fast, and they need to play well. That's a double kill from Viper. That's another kill, and he goes with a punch. And oh my God!
Why does Lux swap?
If
Why
Lux
do you
doesn't
swap?
If Lux doesn't swap into the hammer, that is a free kill onto the Space Life Coach's ball carrier. Instead, it is a 4-2 scoreline. The comeback is beginning as they need to come back in this series and win this game if they want to continue their season. Holy Grifbeast. I mean, he made a mistake, but it didn't matter because he still walked it in.
Yep.
Scullin and Spank here on the ball carrier. Scullin goes for the sword and Rain gets traded by Spank. Ball is here. Grifbeast gets the better of Lux. Goes for the trade onto Solace. Multiple dead, but Lux is respawning on the ball and Scullin has no teammates ready to help him. Lux is going to run all the way up this side of the court, but then toss it all the way back to Rain and Weapon. Rain drops it off to Weapon and it's going to be a 3-man push here on the far side of the court against all of the other members of Spank's Life Coaches as Spank is trying to hold Lux behind. Bad Betrayal forces the ball back as Weapon is trying to get behind Rain on the respawns. Grifbeast is dead and Viper is trying to hold the main tanking line as Spank and Scullin are double teaming Lux. They need to collapse back to the ball if they want to stop the score as Solace and Grifbeast are jockeying for position here against Weapon.
I'm sorry, you need to not double team Lux.
You do. You need to not double team him. I agree.
Solace is having his way over there because they're double teaming Lux.
They end up taking care of Solace. Now Lux had taken care of business on the far side, but Lux gets forced back by Grifbeast. This is just a back and forth jockeying in game 3. Score is 4-2. That is a far launch by a dead Rain. 2 dead as Weapon is going to be pushing here all the way to the far side as Solace is trying to find space, but will trade against Scullin. And it's just going to be back and forth. Double kill. That's 3 dead. Weapon is the only man alive as Solace is respawning. Sword from Solace will end up taking care of 2 members. Ball gets tossed out to Rain as Viper is trying to find space here against Rain. Rain finds space against Viper, and they end up forcing the ball, end up giving the ball back to Weapon and forcing Space Up Coaches completely on respawns. This is a free walk-in by Weapon based on how this is going. The season ends here. That is it. Space Life Coaches are put in the grave. It does not matter how many coaches you have. The clock is always going to strike midnight at some point, and the Like Clockwork lineup will be meeting My Chemical Expense in the championship.
Oh, so many unforced errors.
Oh my God, there is so much here that Spank's Life Coaches is gonna want back, but in the end, the Like Clockwork lineup, the Brothers in Arms, will be going to the championship. As I believe, am I mistaken? Lux made it to the championship last season. Am I wrong?
He's made it to the championship the last 2 seasons, if you count the minor.
I believe, yeah, I was gonna say because he won the last major, if I'm not mistaken. I believe.
No,
right?
Hell's won the last major.
Oh, Hell's beat. Okay, so it is a rematch. Lux versus Hell's in terms of captaining between the 2 teams. We're gonna see Lux versus Hell's in the final as Lux again makes it back to the championship and will be fighting for the title yet again with his younger brother in tow. Holy. All right. Well, given that they are in their VC, let's go for just a end of game presser here with the Like Clockwork lineup. We're going to jump into their voice channel to hear from them.
Boys, how we feeling?
Hello.
How we feeling?
I feel like it's finals time. I'm not gonna lie, team. I feel like it's finals time. You know. I don't know.
Imagine Spank saying have fun losing to Hells when he dropped -30 every game. It could not possibly be me.
Holy.
Yeah, you talk to the boys. I'll be right back.
I gotta ask. You guys, that was all ego that cost you game 2, right? Like, Jesus Christ, you guys had
100%.
that. What was that pass play?
Yeah, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. It wasn't.
Wemby tried to like do a between the legs reverse windmill dunk, and it just didn't work.
Yeah.
Man thought he was Steph Curry.
I'm not Steph Curry, bro. I'm Wemby. Remember the name.
Holy.
Spurs up
Like
30,
that.
baby.
They talk all that, and then when it comes to the game, they lose. I don't know.
If I'm not mistaken, by adding it up, that was 116 or 17, might be the Halo number. It was nearly 2 hours of game time, not including all the breaks. Fantastic play. I was going to say, I mean, I know how you guys feel. What are you guys feeling going into My Chemical Expense next time up?
I think this is a tough opponent.
Yeah, that's the matchup we all wanted. I think for sure we've been looking forward to getting. We only got to play that team week 3, I think. and I'm not even sure that we had Solace for that game. So, we're feeling confident. We knew that we were going to come into this game and wipe this up, and then go straight into My Chemical Ace Men. So I'm looking forward to playing them. I hope they play their full roster because I wouldn't want it any other way. But looking forward to it.
I would assume you guys aren't going to be playing till June.
The matchup with My Chemical Ace Men, it's a lot like this team, except Hells is a way more aggressive and punishing runner, and that's what makes them way harder to play than this team, is that you actually have to watch the runner.
Yeah. I mean, look, I've heard talks of Griff Beast being rookie of the season. One of us is going to have a ship and one of us isn't, and it's going to be me with the ship. So I don't know who rookie of the season really is.
Talk your shit, Webby.
I don't know, bro.
Talk your shit.
I
can definitely say that if you walk away with the championship, I mean that discussion's over. That's absolutely that discussion's over.
No,
I would argue that
MVP all game, all three games.
Solace
He
is
was
MVP of
value
of this
pure value. 4
series.
goals first game, sir. When do you do that?
He's good.
Never.
You know what? Never. Honestly, it was a pretty good performance for me. I said pretty early on, I was like, man, I played like really well that game one. Like, I'm glad we won that one because that's as good as it gets for me. I think like going positive in Halo Infinite's like pretty overrated, especially in Thrust. Like, I think if you go neutral, you can just find opportunities through refragging and trading.
That was what made Spank's Life Coaches seem so titanic after playing Zero Logic, is that's what their tanks did. Their 3 tanks none of them were above like positive 15. They're all positive, but none of them were above positive 15. They'd spread it all out. They found the spaces they needed, and they took care of business in that case when it counted. But meanwhile, you guys took care of business here, and I can't give you anything but credit, especially after talking the talk. You certainly walked the walk.
Yeah, I think like when you have a runner that is a little inexperienced, you have to be patient with them. You have to acknowledge they'll make mistakes. Wemby has improved so much this season that if he remained the way he started, we never would have made the playoffs. So
absolutely, I mean that's
for sure.
That was something we identified going into this. It was essentially which runner is going to make more mistakes, and I can certainly say, frankly, you both made a shit ton.
Yeah.
But you certainly made a shit ton -1. So
you made less, Wemby.
You made less. So where it counted, it ended up coming up your guys' way. I give you guys credit for not falling into being too conservative, but playing a little bit conservative once you had a little bit of cushion, because it definitely counted in some of those very potentially costly turnovers right near your plate. So I give you guys a lot of credit for that.
Yeah, for finals, I'm going to have to put a lot of hours in. There's going to be a lot of practice, but when we get to the game...
Well, you got time.
Bro.
I was gonna say it sounds like this matchup is gonna be a little bit of time, so you guys got to stay on the court. You guys got to keep warm, otherwise it's gonna be it might be a rude awakening coming into that series. And remember, that one's a best of 5, so you'd have potentially 2 more games after how long this series was. Now, given I don't think My Chemical Ace Men is a team that's gonna have a 50-minute game, but we'll have to wait and find out.
Yeah, we're gonna put them out in 5 minutes exactly.
Oh yeah,
exactly. See, you get it.
I think the masses are wanting to hear from you, Lux. They're waiting for it.
Well, they want to know what's headed to happen.
All the haters are so fucking quiet.
I'm plus 40 and almost,
so quiet
almost 2 KD. Shrek's kid's got nothing on me. There's levels to this shit. I've been saying it since day one.
Why is it so fucking quiet in the chat? Where's everybody that was talking all that shit?
It was expected.
Yeah, wait. So Viper left the server because I said I retire him, and then I did. They talked all that shit, and then now they lose, and now they're gone. Go.
It was actually pretty cute that Viper sent me a message last night before the game and said that if we lost, I had to acknowledge him. So I will, in fact, keep a hold of my word and acknowledge that he is by far one of the most washed players I've ever played against. That shit was absolutely free, and you can go as positive as you want to and still not win the game.
Yeah.
Hey, that's to be fair, that's something that plagued. I'm not casting any shade on Scullin, but I mean he's the one that went positive 18, and his team fell short with him in that series. So we saw a lot of what plagued Spank's Life Coaches for nearly the entirety of the regular season, and we only saw a blip change as they were coming into playoffs. So it looks like that uptick was a blip rather than a pattern. So it'll be interesting to see how you guys play against the next series because, I mean, right now you've been leveling up.
And apparently that was the best tanking trio in the league, so I'm ready for whatever the fuck is next, I guess.
I mean, Jolly isn't as good as that other. So
Jolly's the GOAT. We gotta put more respect on Jolly's name. Jolly's him.
but he's not up to par.
You gotta have some accolades. You gotta be fast. You gotta have an understanding of the game. You gotta be able to move the ball around instead of just throwing it corner to corner, hiding from the whole fucking like CLockwork franchise.
Yeah.
All these guys do is trade. That's all they know. If this hammer was faster like it's supposed to be, none of these guys are touching B tier at minimum. None of them. That's just the truth. All right. I'm gonna go beat that shit team. I don't know, is that tomorrow, next week? I don't give a fuck.
I'm gonna guess
I'm gonna go beat that. I'm gonna go.
it will be June 2nd.
I'm gonna go watch the Spurs. I'm gonna go watch the VOD back, get a beer, celebrate this fucking game because that was the best game ever played, probably ever.
That was certainly so far the most exciting game I've ever casted. You guys gave me nothing but excitement that entire series, for better or worse. So
I got the best team ever. Like Frank, like I was checked after game 2. I'm gonna say it live. I was checked. When you know what happened.
Yeah.
You played a little too far out on that last one.
We're not gonna talk about it.
Brother tried to transcend and fucking fish on the plate. That was insane.
I'm glad these boys keep me in line because
Jesus.
All right. GG's that whole team. They did well.
Jeez.
I'm out.
Any last notes from anyone else on the lineup before we close out the night?
Time for finals, bro. We're gonna go in. We're gonna win like we usually do, and then I'll have more ships than Viper and Halo Infinite.
All fucking bullshit aside. That was a great game. So I appreciate both teams. The fucking SLC is the homies. So shout out to Spank, shout out to Scullin, shout out to Grifbeast. He did his best. He definitely leveled up this season. So that was a great game. I'm looking forward to the next one.
I am excited to see what GWL looks like when we've got so many leveled up runners. It's going to be very interesting. So, but before that, we'll be going into the championship game, which, as it sounds like we're going to have a little bit of a break between these games where we're going to end up having that series played next week. Keep an eye out on the Play Grifball Discord and socials. I've been Tez casting here with Rebs, and I appreciate everyone's time. I appreciate Like Clockwork's time for a post-game press conference, but this has been the AGLA playoffs, and we will be back for the championship.
Ooh.